live. We're good. So, okay, we are live. Let me double check. So, Twitch will still be streaming, but unfortunately, the YouTube, he is not. The YouTube no streams. So, I will definitely try to see if I could download this video and just upload it right to YouTube, because that's what I was hoping to do. But, spoilers. I don't know. Well, so I'll have the time. But either way, we're alive. My microphone is hooked up. Let me do all the social posts and all that stuff. So, okay, how do I... Oh, yeah, that's right. That's how I do postings. All right, so we'll just spend a little time. Do a little post here, a little post there. Let's see. Get ready for all the tags gonna pop up. Let's see, social media. Posting on the socials. Which social should I post on? I don't know what to do. Mass posting here and there on the Facebook. Oh yeah. A little time. Let's see. Hello, Kawhi. Hello, Maverick. Welcome in. We'll get started shortly. Oh, yeah, let's see. Let's do the guest. QTD.
What are you going to do when hip-hop goes out?
Hip-hop is an attitude. It's right here. It's how you feel. It's a style. So it can go out.
Oh, you're looking at the
Most people nowadays say, I have no time. Of course you don't. Because you are not aware of the present. You know, the present is represented on your watch by a hairline that is as thin as possible, as is consistent with visibility. And so everybody thinks the present is instead of now. The present is the only real time. There is no past. And there isn't a future. And there never will be.
Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do. We're gonna get ready with the stream. Let me just a few things. Do. Hello, everyone. How you doing today? It is a Thursday. We're close to the end of January because it's been a long month. Hello everyone, welcome in for a very special stream tonight. Hope you're all doing well. This has been a stream that I've been perusing in my mind for a year or two, maybe 3, I don't know, ever since COVID. I don't know however long it's been, but I'm excited for what's to be coming today. Already see we got some people already chatting in there. Maverick Kawaii, hello. But yeah, no, today is gonna be nice. Hello, Maple Glades. Hope you're doing well. Hi. Hello, Starfall Cosplay. How you doing? But yeah, no, excited for this stream today, which I'm very excited to discuss and announce. But before we get a little bit started on there, hello, Pentography. How you doing? Welcome. This is so much jubilee and awesomeness to join in. Doing good, missing you guys a bunch. Oh, that's great to hear. Well, as always, before we start the stream off, always doing like little announcements and little things like that. And I don't know, I'm just gonna kick this one right off the bat, just go quick. All in all, it's just another break in the wall. We got a lot of photos that are being added to the wall today. We actually got a few followers that just followed right before the stream started. So thank you, Philly Game Girl and Winderful42 for contributing to the photo wall in the back. Let's see, the follow for Winderful42 is this photo here of a bass shoot I did with Triforce Procrastination of many years ago. And I was like, I should probably try to repost these photos there. I'm going spitballing here. Philly Game Girl, your photo is this photo of a fashion meetup shoot with Interstellar and her dog. I forget if this was Ghost or some other one, but some great photos there. Very happy about seeing more and more of the photo folks doing stream together. It's so good for cross-pollinating. No, exactly. No. So anyways, so coming to our stream that is today, which is to celebrate with today's stream is this photo of Dana. I believe I'm blanking on her name, handle right now, but this is the photo that's going to be celebrating the stream. All right, perfect. So anyways, so this has been an idea that I've had ruminating in my mind for years. I've seen some other photographers kind of do this, but I kind of thought, what's a good way to help not only change up the streams a little bit so you're not hearing my bloody voice all the time, because God knows I probably just rant or say the same things over and over again. But I kind of thought, like, what's a good way to not only have a good way of bringing other photographers onto stream, but kind of bringing a interview-esque kind of platform, if you will, instead of just being like the normal, oh, so how are you doing, how'd you get into photography, yada yada yada. I kind of thought the concept idea of sort of like artists kind of like working on their art together and just talking it all out, which brings us to the title that thankfully my coworker was able to search up, if you will, for an idea of Snap and Chat. A sort of like a new series, which I don't know if this will be a monthly thing or a bi-weekly thing. I don't know. We'll see how it goes tonight. But yeah, no, what is going to be going on tonight is that me and a guest, basically we're editing photos, and I basically go through and kind of ask them different questions, to which thankful to everyone it is. Record it, edit if needed, easy peasy podcast. No, exactly. Well, the funny thing is, I was also gonna make this announcement today, but I realized there's some little thing I forgot to do that made a little delay. I was gonna announce that I have a YouTube that I just started up to hopefully save these types of streams. Unfortunately, I decided to set it up today, and I guess with YouTube, there's like a 24-hour period before you could start streaming. So, thankfully, we have a month of this VOD being on Twitch for 2 months, I think, give or take. So, enough time to hopefully quickly download it and then upload it to YouTube. I don't have the link just yet, but hopefully I'll get that done and upload there so that people can rewatch this. Because again, I want to be this way because I got inspiration from photography where they used to do a lot of photo critiques and kind of like that little thing there. And I noticed how even though he hasn't streamed in 4 years, his VODs, his videos of those critiques are still up on YouTube. I thought, let's kind of go something with that route. So unfortunately, the multi-stream is not available today, but hopefully for the next stream, whether it will be a photo editing stream or the next Snap and Chat, I don't know. We'll see about that. As you probably saw already in the header, is that I want to bring on guests. If I do want to make this a whole monthly type of stream, it would always be great to have some guests involved. I already got like a few ideas lined up. This is great. I've been gearing up to do the same kind of thing with my stream. No, perfect. So if you have any guests or any photographers that you want to try to be featured, I've made a Google form. So if you want to submit any photography that you want to see on stream, any particular questions or reasons why, please submit right there. More chats to do better. Exactly. As I said, I do these photo edit streams myself, and there's only so much I could ramble on by myself, but I think with another professional photographer in the industry, it's kind of just good to ramble on, talk about stuff, all that kind of bit there. And then of course that leads us to the question of the day, which kind of leads to our guest that we have, who I'm excited to announce is a good friend of mine that I work with in the Cos Meetup team. Known her over 5 years now that I think about it. Been through it thick and thin. The wonderful, awesome, talented, kind-hearted photographer I think many of you who are in the stream today excited to see is HayleySteinPhoto. So let's see, Hayley, how you doing today?
Hi.
All right, chat, can we all hear her? Please let me know. God knows.
Hi.
We've been doing a lot of tests. It was kind of funny enough, even like these last couple of days.
It works.
I think it's working. Yeah, hello. Maverick says hello. Hello.
Hello.
So, Hayley, do you want to do a little quick introduction of yourself?
Hi. I'm Hayley, HayleySteinPhoto. I've been doing photo, like too long, since freshman or sophomore year of high school. I started in a dark room with like actual film, developed it myself, and I'm still here.
No, you're still here.
Still here.
No, exactly. So, and again, thank you, Haley, for kicking off this new series, this segment. Does she does the same thing on stream? Oh, I see. I'll have to check on Silver Grains. I'll put that in my notes there. But yeah, so Haley, I am very honored to have you as our first guest of this series. Oh, shucks.
Well, thank you.
Oh, thank you kindly. Double check music's good.
Shucks.
And to sort of kick off the premiere of this series, to this however long it will be, I have a very important question for you.
Yeah.
That has been submitted by someone that again, because I did a poll a little bit earlier a couple times, just pulling up some questions. I have a very important question for you. And that question is Tapioca still licking the curtains? That question.
Yes, yes.
That was a question from Kitty.
I know exactly who asked that and why she asked that. Tapioca has a lovely, strange habit.
Just a
I
strange.
don't understand. I'm staring at him off screen, kind of being like, "Don't you dare! Don't you dare right now!" I love him. He's a little orange demon. He's lovely, but he does in fact lick shower curtains. He really likes them. I don't know why. I catch it like he goes in the morning, like when he wakes me up, by the way. But when he wakes me up and says, "Human, I need food," he also goes into the bathroom and licks the shower curtain for like 5 minutes, and then he can go eat.
Go Kitty, do it, cause chaos. That's interesting because I know Hinky, he definitely likes to chew a lot of plastic, but
Tappy also wants plastic, which I take away from him, and that makes him very sad.
No, like no, he given the look of like, wait, but I was having fun
He's
with
like,
this.
But I was just licking it. I wasn't gonna eat it.
Not gonna eat it, but no. So
it's like Tappy.
So perfect.
Can't trust you with that, buddy.
All right. Well,
yeah, this is like his little corner. Perhaps he will appear here. Maybe he won't. He's currently staring at me in confusion.
Yeah,
so.
we'll see if Hinky decides to join. Sometimes, actually, is even Appa out? Yeah, Appa is out. So we'll see if he does the Hinky Panky, if you will.
Oh, Hank.
But
that little rascal.
I think that's a perfect question to start off and kick off our stream right here.
It's perfect.
But yeah, so let's get right into photo editing. So, Haley, what are you going to be editing tonight?
To the shock and awe of all, Cos meetup photos.
Cos meetup photos, nice.
Wow, they exist, guys.
They exist.
Wow.
No, perfect. Yeah, so I think this is the Warren's Dune meetup.
Yeah, these are the dunes. So, as we all know, I'm a little behind on Cos meetup photos because I have been a working photographer the last year or two. So I've been doing a lot of portraits. I've been doing a lot of events, like, you know, businessy kind of stuff. Not necessarily the fun post online kind of things, but it's been fun, it's been busy, it's been good, but it means I haven't had any time to do free for funsies stuff. So I am kind of working my way backwards now.
No. So you're all caught up with your paid shoots now, so it's just only collabs and all that stuff? So
I mean, I'm waiting on a couple people for UchiCon, but that happened this weekend. I have some light fantastic to do, but that is also a collab thing, and I just am not gonna edit that on stream. I will do that a little bit later.
Well, for me tonight, my selection is photos from MagFest that I was at this past weekend. I'm
so jealous.
Actually, it's kind of funny enough where, especially what's been going on with DC these last couple of days, where I was like literally at that airport where things happen. In fact,
that's so scary.
Oh, Nicole's having some major flight anxiety, and she's supposed to be flying out to New York next week.
Yeah, Juan and I'm turning 30 in like a couple weeks, so Juan and I are going to Denver, and now I'm like, plane.
No, so I'm ensuring there's like everything's
It'll
all
be
good and
fine.
fine. It was kind of funny enough when I was at DC. I was noticed because again, Magfest is not too far from the airport, and I was
It's
noticing
pretty
like
close.
I was noticing helicopters like that were flying along the river, and I just was like kind of like wondering, like random thought in my mind is like, huh, you're not too far from the airport. I'm wondering what that
It's a
costs.
weird place to be when it's like one of the busiest airports. Like, why are you training there?
Exactly. So
Whatever,
I mean, whatever. Well, let's.
I ain't a politician.
Well, either way, let's get right into photo editing. Let's just get right into the stuff. So I guess as we're starting to edit, I guess a question I want to ask you to start it all off. So you stated when you started your photography journey, but what kind of inspired you, I suppose, to get into it? Or is this what kind of like
That's a good question. That's good. I like it. Now I got to think about it for a second. Well, I guess when I started doing film photography, I was just really interested in like a way that I would be able to do art kind of like full time as a career. And I was not like I was into like ceramics and stuff like that in school. I was not like a drawer. I was not a like a what's the word, traditional artist. So when I found photo and then we happen to have a dark room, I was like, well, that seems really fun, and it just kind of stuck. And then when I went to college and I was like, I think I'm going to do this forever, I kind of was going to conventions at the time just for fun, and I ran into a bunch of people that we're still friends with like today, but it was photographers who were working back then. Like honestly, I think it was you were probably one of the first photographers I met doing Cos Meetup even, and I was like, that's really cool. Like I want to do that too. Like it had never occurred to me that I could like do cosplay photography, because that was not as common even like 5 years ago or so. Like that wasn't really a thing people did. I mean, now a lot of people do it, and that's awesome. But like it genuinely had never occurred to me to be like, costume, photo, oh. But once I started doing it, and when I started going to Cos Meetup, I was like, wait, this is awesome. And this is like a really cool way to like give back to a community that was so much fun and like so welcoming and accepting to me when I really needed that. So I was like, I want to stay here. I want to do that. And then it kind of just continued. I was just really lucky, I think, though.
Just be part of that world. Honestly, it is kind of funny enough where it is kind of funny enough where I kind of like, so I was already new to the cosplay scene or convention scene, in fact, because I've never really been to many conventions. And
ASIN was my main one.
Yeah, C2E2 2016 was my first one, and I dressed up as Deathstroke with my friend, and it was like, oh, this is so cool, this is so fun. And then the following year I cosplayed Frank West from not Dead by Daylight. I got Dead by Daylight, I'm the brain. Dead Rising.
Dead by Daylight, good.
And I kind of just brought my camera because Frank West is a zombie killing photographer, and I was taking photos, and people were just like, oh, you take such good photos. Do you do any shoots? I was like, wait, what? Is that a thing?
It's like, we can do that?
No, so
It's kind of what happened to me.
No, exactly. No, that's not what I'm saying as well. Where it's like it was a niche that I didn't think I would get into. I thought I was going to do more portraits or like headshots or something like that, but kind of like that little bit where I noticed, like, all right, I do shoots with some people like that first year out of college, but then it's like, all right, how am I getting more clients? I'm not getting repeating clients or anything like that. So I was kind of like in that rough where I'm like trying to figure out what am I doing, and the chips, I guess all the cards kind of like dealt their way. So you already were in the cosplay scene already. So did you just kind of just attend conventions? Did you actually cosplay yourself?
I cosplayed a little bit back in the day. I would never say that I was like a serious cosplayer. Like I never really sewed or learned how to have any skill in that sort of sense. My biggest accomplishment was back in college. A friend and I built out of like just a like a, I don't know, like a Party City penguin costume. We built like an emperor penguin, and it was Pen Pen from Evangelion, and I went
Oh.
and I was Pen Pen and she was Misato, and we went like back in the day when people still had Evangelion meetups, RIP.
Oh.
RIP 90s anime meetups. I miss you so much. But that's kind of what I did for a while. I cosplayed Asuka a little bit. Asuka. But I was a nerd. I was a nerd. I really went to conventions to hang out in the game room. I went to see the video games. That's what I was there for. And then once I saw people like kind of doing like LobbyCon shoots, I was like, you can bring your camera here.
No, this ain't no music venue where you're not allowed to bring any sort of cameras.
I think what I genuinely thought at the time was like, oh, no photography, no photos. And I was like, oh, wait, people are doing that? People do that? And then I started doing that.
And then, so you went to conventions, you were taking photos, and did you do any cosplay shoots, like full-on cosplay shoots before you joined the first cos meetups, or was that like afterwards? And what was the first cos meetup that you went to?
I went to the first cos meetup actually.
The one I
I'm
did not go. I'm not an OG either. I'm not an OG.
That's funny.
I was in Japan.
Funny. Michael says that to me too. He's like, I don't know how you did that. And I don't know. I honestly do not recall even who among the original squad invited me. I remember being very nervous because I was right out of college, and I was like, is this going to be a big deal? Like, what's, like I did not really know anyone deeply in the community yet. Like I had kind of gone to cons, but I was really going like with my college friend, and she had just recently moved out to California. So I was like, I'm alone now. I have to make my own friends. I'm scared.
Oh,
so
no.
I went. I was very nervous, but everyone was really nice. Everyone was really sweet, and I just really enjoyed like that kind of sense of community and just being able to like, you can hang out, do photos. There was no pressure to have good photos. Like it felt like I could do whatever. You know what I mean? Like it felt like it was okay to be like wrong. It felt like it was all right to practice there.
Experiments,
yeah. That felt like really good as like a starting photographer. That was like a really big welcoming thing, and I really liked it. So I just kind of kept coming back. And then eventually you guys were like, hey, do you want to help? And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm here all the time anyway.
Yeah, was that like 2020 during COVID, or was that like 2021 when we were trying to start back up?
I think 2021.
Was it? Okay.
I don't think it was during COVID. I think it was like right a little bit after.
Yeah, because I think. Yeah, because it was like we were trying to think of like, at least from what I remember, because God knows it's like, oh God, 5 years ago, almost.
It doesn't feel like it's been that long at all.
Oh my goodness, yeah, no, that was.
It really doesn't. It's very time isn't real.
Well, it both feels like not too long, but so long ago. Like so much has happened since bloody COVID.
That's very true. Oh, my phone is scary. It just started talking to me. Siri, I don't like that. Don't do that.
Hi, Hanky.
Don't big brother me.
What are you doing, Hanky?
Hank.
Want to come up?
Hank. Hank.
So
Hank doesn't know, but I'm his biggest fan.
So I guess let me try to think. So let me see what some of the other questions. Yeah, I know. Hanky's just like he's just sitting there, just like.
He's a perfect angel.
Sometimes.
No, he's perfect. He's perfect.
So I guess like either to continue with the photography journey itself, in terms of photo shoots, especially with cosplay itself, it is such an interesting kind of genre where, especially for us, wait, where did he go now? Oh, he's just over there.
I know, it's kind of scary when you don't know where they are.
No, exactly. It's like I know he's got his bell on, but I got headphones
Like,
on.
where
So
are you and what are you doing?
it's like the moments whenever like we do take his collar off to give him like a collar break, then I'm like, oh god, he's got full control now.
He's everywhere.
He's everywhere.
He's in the walls.
He's in the walls.
He's in the walls.
He's in the walls. But yeah, no, so especially with like cosplay photography, I feel like cosplay photography is a lot more different than, you know, trying to plan out a styled shoot or a cosplay shoot. So I guess like I had a question, but someone already also asked this as well. What's your creative process? How do you approach a shoot, both knowing and not knowing the source? And again, kind of like how do you get to, and again, kind of like one of the questions I had was, how do you go about researching for your shoots? The first question was from, hopefully I'm saying this right, Mahomedi? Is that how you say that?
Oh, yeah. Hi, Maddie.
Hopefully,
Okay,
did I say that right?
I pronounce everything wrong, so I am not the right person to ask. I got roasted so hard at Anime Milwaukee last year when I was doing some of the meetups, so...
Oh, like the characters? Oh,
yeah,
goodness.
I was like, never mind, I don't know anybody's name. I give up. Sorry. Like, I tried. I'm sorry. Can't do it. Okay, but anyway, that question kind of has like a two-part answer. I feel.
I suppose, yeah. I did approach that question two parts.
No, you're good. It's more that the process is different, depending on if I know what is happening in the, like, if I know who the cosplay or what the cosplay is versus if I don't. Because if I know what it is, then I kind of already in my brain, I'm like, well, this shot is so iconic, we're gonna do that. This thing, like, I don't know, like, let's think of something.
If you're a fan of like the fandom,
then
you're able to think of like quick poses or things like that right off the spots. Like you already know some of these characters, what have you. So
like I did an Inuyasha shoot, and Inuyasha was like my first anime as a kid, so I freaked out when I did that shoot, and I was like, well, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. So like, I don't know, sometimes when you're passionate about it, you're just like, I know 1,000 things that we could do. When you don't know the thing, then it's like, okay, well, I need to, not only do I need to research, but I also need to figure out how I'm gonna give like the same kind of energy back. Because I feel like that is so important in the shoot, that the photographer is still excited about like the content you're doing. Like whether or not I know what the thing is from, I want to enjoy like the costume. I want to have something that I'm like, this is really cool from this series. So like when I'm researching, like I'll try and like, if it's an anime, I'll try and watch like the first episode or two. I can't say I ever watched the full thing because I can't do that. I wish I could, but I usually can't. But I'll try and watch like a few. I'll watch the little like anime music videos. I don't know, what do they call that now? Fans? I'm old.
Oh, like AMVs?
Yeah. Do they still call them that?
I don't know.
I'll look up stuff like that. Like I want the vibe of the character. I want to know, like, are they edgy? Are they nice? Like I want to know like what they're giving. And then I can kind of hype them up from there. And then, there's kind of like some basic poses, obviously. But, if somebody's cosplaying something, usually they know what they want a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, what is like, what do you want from here? And then I can kind of, I can fill in the gap there.
So I guess like one thing which I know I try to do a lot with clients is like, please send me, photos, please send me references. But one thing I sometimes notice that there are a lot of clients that are just like, I trust your eye, I trust your kind of little bit there. Before answering that question,
I like that.
Beforehand, I think Maverick mentioned a memory that he has that he enjoys working with you, Haley. From Ren Fair Cosmeup 2021. He says, fun. I think Haley's first shot of me was Fraction Comics Hawkeye. One memory I have from that shoot was
that the first time ever? Wow.
Possibly. Was when Haley and I got yelled at by Ren staff members for trespassing the employee walkway. So can you explain that a little bit more? And we'll go back to that question. Sorry, I was like, I realized I saw that. I'm like, oh,
hold on, I want to know.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the year that we rented the private space in Ren Fair. So people who have been to Ren Fair know what area I'm talking about, which is relevant to this story. It's like a very large open field, but right next to it, there's a bunch of buildings. But what I did not realize at that time was they are all show buildings. They are not, like, I thought one of them was like a bathroom. I thought you could just like walk behind it. You can't do that. You can't do that. So Mam and I were like climbing steps, getting all into shit. And some lady like very obviously works at Ren Fair is like, what's thou doing?
What the hell's doing?
And we were like, we're not supposed to be here, are we? Sorry. Sorry. And then we just kind of like very embarrassingly walked away. But they're good photos, so I don't really regret it.
Trespassing. God knows that's my first cosplay photography experience as well. And even then, it was like near my workplace. That was the crazy part there.
Were good photos. I don't regret it.
No.
Would do it again. Would do it again.
Actually, it's kind of funny. You're like, oh, what dost thou doing here? And it's like, it's funny enough, like,
polite.
I don't know. There's that documentary on like HBO called like Ren Fair or Ren Fair King, or I forgot what it was.
Ren Fair documentary. I want to watch this.
It's a very short documentary miniseries. It's basically like about the Ren Fair in Texas, and it's focusing on this guy who started it up. But of course, like he's bloody loaded from like running this business. And then, of course, like kind of like almost like a Game of Thrones, where it's like, all right, who's he gonna hand the kingdom off to? Hold on, Starfall is requesting for us to drink Hydrate right now. So
Juan, do not trespass for the shot. Do not promote trespassing.
No, we do not encourage it. We do not encourage it on the stream, and we are not held responsible for any of the any sort of fees that you might have to pay for such illegal or such rapscallion activity. Sigh.
Thank you, Tilly, for the water.
No, thank you, Tilly, for the water. So anyways, it's very short. It was like 3 episodes. Literally, I think Nicole and I, we were having dinner with someone. We were talking about Ren Fair, and then someone mentioned that documentary, and I was like, yeah, I do remember seeing that.
I'm gonna watch it.
It's quick. But it is kind of interesting. They do some very creative stuff, and I'm like, what the heck is going on here? It's making me rethink of all the stuff that goes on at Bristol Ren Fair right now.
So many things happen at Bristol Ren Fair.
God knows, like, I already hear so many drama stories of, like, staff at Bristol Ren Fair, so I was like,
do not envy them. That must be a very hard job. That's a lot of drunk people in the summer.
So anyways, so kind of like going back to the question of, like, you know, researching for shoots, and specifically for, like, cosplay shoots. So you say you try to like, you know, watch it, you try to get, like, some basic idea, but then, like, and again, one thing which, as I said, as we kind of, like, encounter, how... When you really, again, I always feel like it is always great whenever a client does send, you know, a mood board, whether on Pinterest or just random photos. I
love that so much.
Just random photos. It just helps. It makes it a collaborative experience. But as I said, where sadly enough, like a lot of people are like, we just trust the photographer's eye. Like, just you do it and such, and just relies it so much. And it's like, there's only so much knowledge that I know of these fandoms.
I'm only a keeper of so much knowledge.
I am literally only a fan up until your shoots. Like I'll do my best. I'm only a man. I'll try to binge whatever I can to get some ideas. I could do that. So what do you do in those scenarios when you want to try to do your best to plan for the shoot, but you're not given a lot of material to work with, or at least because there are a lot of fandoms I swear out there that are so niche, especially in cosplay, that it is so tough to like try to find certain content, and especially like whether it's book format where it's like it's all just artwork, so it's really tough for you to try to like work off of that. So how do you go
Totally
about
get
that?
what you mean. Totally get what you mean. Anime, video games, even movies, they get very oddly specific sometimes. Even just looking for like costume references, and even for characters that you think it would be easy for, sometimes it's a lot harder to find things than you would expect. So it's funny you mentioned Pinterest, because that is my favorite way to kind of plan for shoots. I have so many Pinterest boards. I couldn't even count how many there are. Like hundreds probably at this point. I make one for every shoot. If it's a different cosplay, or like the same character but like a different outfit, I will, kind of separate them. Hold on, water. But Pinterest, like, honestly, I try and keep everything on there. I'm a really visual person, so on a shoot, it's a lot easier for me to just be like, look at this. This is the thing I'm trying to get you to pose. Like, then, kind of like, I can show you, but I'm just a little guy. I don't have the props that you guys do. I don't have the practice. I'm not necessarily the best person to show off a pose. So I just like pictures. And I think that helps, because I feel like people in cosplay generally are also some kind of visual people usually. And, obviously I give direction further from there, but I feel like when I'm like, here's the vibe, here's the vision, let's look at this, it's just so much easier, and it puts us both on the same page. So we're both thinking the same thing. I think it's really important to like be on the same page as whoever you're working with.
Yeah, communication is always key to that.
It's kind of
funny enough where I think, and it is something where I only just, even though I did have a Pinterest and people would send me Pinterest there, it was always used for a lot of, at least my Pinterest at the time was used for just personal stuff, which I, especially like right after college, I learned about. I was like, oh, let's do this, let's that. Oh, and then
totally.
But it was only like this last month where I'm like, and I've been listening to the unscripted, hi Leah, to the unscripted podcast, and I just been like listening to it so much, and I've been hearing a lot of photographers that have been recommending it, not only just for like mood board and planning, but also just sharing off content as well, because I guess
I've never actually posted anything. I should look into that.
No, I'm sort of like testing the waters out as well, because I guess either that algorithm is kind of different than what's on Instagram itself. So as I said, I'm still testing the waters out, but I definitely, but especially for like MagFest that I had, where I think only one of my shoots sent me photos. Even then, it wasn't too much. So then I'm like, all right, I'm just literally gonna make a whole Pinterest pin board of all my different shoots I had at MagFest. Cherry from Skate.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Was it Stephanie from Lazy Town? Baldur's Gate 3, Knuckles, and all that stuff. So I saw that even though like the cell service at the Gaylord is not good, it did sort of like help just having that reference there. And I think either when I like pulled out like my phone with it, I think that like really showed to the clients themselves on that.
I feel like it's so, especially at cons when it's so loud, I feel like having the pictures is just easier, because sometimes it's just like, I can't even hear you, man. And it's nobody's fault, but the convention gets really loud.
No, it do be loud, and I'm actually kind of surprised. Like, even though I traveled, I went to this con, even though I only had 4 shoots, so it wasn't that exhausting for me. But it's like, I'm surprised how I was not tired as much as I thought as I would be. So I'm
open before it's ready.
Oh goodness. So I guess as I guess we're talking about fandoms, so I got a question here from someone. This person is asking, what JRPGs do you wish to photo shoot of? Anything obscure?
Oh my god. Do
you want to guess who?
So many.
Do you want to guess who asked that question?
There's no. I want to know though.
Justin Pineda.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I was like, wait, who's my new JRPG best friend? Who are you?
JRPG best friend.
Who are you?
Who are you?
No, that makes so much sense. I'm actually playing Metaphor ReFantasio right now, and it is awesome.
I've been hearing about that. How's that game?
Really good. Really good. The first minute had me hooked, and I was like, okay.
And that's
It's been
made
a
by
while
the
since
same
a game
people.
got me like that.
And
It's Persona, but not Persona.
Okay.
Persona, but not really.
Okay. It's made by the same people though, right?
Yes.
Okay, copy.
It has the nice fancy menus like Persona does. Highly recommend it. I am not far in it at all. I'm probably like but the opening was really damn good. It was good.
Thank you so much, Philly Game Girl.
I'm thinking.
We're just a couple photographers doing awesome photos.
Oh, thanks. I'm thinking right now though. Let me dig deep into.
I'm kind of just
my
jumping
brain.
around. Like usually, like I feel like, what was it when I was editing photos from Cos Meetup? Like I think what was it? I think it was
Digging
probably.
into my brain.
I'm kind of just jumping around between these photos.
Oh, Tales of Symphonia. Honestly, I love the.
We got
Tales
another hydrate, Haley,
franchise.
from Anthony.
Ooh,
We got another hi, Anthony.
thanks. Hi, Anthony.
I'm
How's
like,
Texas?
how's Texas? Is it large?
Texas.
I want to go ho.
No, I'm thinking. Yeah, my favorite RPGs. It's like all of them. I grew up on so many. I grew up on Tales of Symphonia. Favorite as a kid. Probably shouldn't have been playing that when I was like 8, but I was. That was fun. Fighting anime gods really early was good for me. Final Fantasy X2 is my favorite. Can pry the dress sphere system out of my cold dead hands. I love that so much.
I remember, yeah, you mentioned that on Raptor
Not
stream the other
obscure,
day.
but I love Final Fantasy X2. The Tales franchise is amazing. I've been getting into visual. I've reread that, which is it's longer than like the Bible.
Can you repeat what was that again? I think I lost you there for a second.
Is it good? Are we good?
Yeah, you're good now.
Can you hear me? Where it cut out?
No, you're good now. So what was the thing that you were just trying out, or?
Oh, I got back into a visual novel that a long time ago. It's called Umineko. It is very long. It will change your life though. It's really good. It's a murder mystery that becomes a lot more, and read it. Everyone read it. But I also really liked 999. I liked the 3 that followed it. I played the Danganronpa series. Those are really fun.
I'm only recognizing only some of those names. I'm only recognizing some of those names.
Continue. I've played it when I was a kid. I played the Coden series. Played any of those in a long time. I don't think they've even brought any over in a long time. But Dark Cloud, shout out to Dark Cloud. I played a lot of random obscure games and I love them. They're my favorites.
Nerd.
So I could go forever. I could go a very long time about this subject.
Yay. I said hey. What's going on? Oh, Justin, just funny enough that you just popped right in here. We were just literally answering your question. So Haley was just riffing off on all these JRPGs that she played,
I could list a lot.
But you did not answer the question, which is
what
JRPG do you wish to photograph or to do a photo shoot of? So you listed all the ones you played and listed, but what is something that you do want to photograph?
I mean, honestly, all of them, because they're very.
Oh, that's a cheap out answer.
Okay. I really would like
which JRPG do you want to photograph? Everyone? Everyone!
I do.
So what were you saying?
They're my favorite. I would probably pick Tales of Symphonia. It was my favorite. It was my favorite for a really long time. I would love a full group, even just a Colette. I would settle for. She was my favorite. She was my favorite. But
still valid.
That's what I want. I want Tales of Symphonia. I would take any Tales game though, to be honest with you. I feel like I don't like. I've seen a few, but I see them very rarely. Someone had a full group at MagFest of Tales. That makes me want to cry.
I think I know the ties you're talking about. Oh goodness, you're making Haley cry.
I'm so sad I did not go. I'm very sad I didn't get to make it to MagFest this year, but maybe next year.
No, I really enjoyed it. Because again, you've been to Katsu as well.
I have.
And
it was crowded.
It was very crowded. It was definitely like, it was kind of funny enough with like, I've had years of going to cons so much to that bit, and it was just that craziness of I don't know, as I said, like I've already been to so many cons here in Chicago. I thought, all right, it should be no crazy like C3.
It's nice to do something different.
It's not the same. It's not the same at all.
It was scary. It was a little scary.
No, it was. I've been going to cons for like 5+ years, and this was like Katsu was like the first time I actually did. What was it?
That was advanced. Crowded.
That was the first time I honestly had sort of like overstimulation at a con where I just like paused and was just like,
yeah.
And especially because
that's so many people.
And I was also like, how am I going to do my photo shoots? Because like, because
that was a challenge.
And I was just like, oh god, I got like a couple hour-long. I think it was either 1, maybe 2 hour-long photo shoots. I'm like, how do I do this? I was thankful enough the weather was very good and nice, but at the same time, I'm just like, oh,
I'm glad you could do it outside.
But it was just like, oh goodness gracious me. But Katsu, I will say I really did enjoy. I was just
wild.
I was just surprised how open the gazebo was. There were lines, but there were so many at MagFest. There were sometimes lines, but it was just really open like throughout, and even people were just like, I'm just gonna do a photo shoot here, and then was gone. I was just so crazy. Like it was just like, oh my goodness. I didn't do any photo shoots with the gazebo. Like I did take photos of the gazebo when I was doing my lobby photo stuff, but I was just like, I'm liking the vibes. I like how it is going. It's not too crowded. The weather was actually very decent. There was a lot of great music at MagFest where I was just like, I'm just hearing Final Fantasy X. I want to go next year. I'm hearing, and again, it was just playing all over at the Belvedere area. Then you had the orchestra at the atrium that was playing music. Now, to be fair, I did not recognize a lot of this music. The only one I recognized was Baldur's Gate, but it was still great to hear that, like, that like opening, like, oh yeah, like there was a choir that was actually singing. No, it was so cool. And then like there was an opera singer that was singing like Down by the River. I'm like, this is hitting me.
I'm fine. I'm not jealous at all.
But there was like a lot of stuff. I was like, all right, Ace Attorney, I think Chrono Trigger.
In 2025.
Well, even I think Justin was like happy. Oh, and the voice of Claude from Fire Emblem like did something as well.
Squad in the chat want to go for 2026.
No, like if as I said, I don't mind Katsu now that I know what to expect, but I definitely prefer MagFest over Katsu. If there's a weekend where I just cannot make MagFest, then I'll make an exception to try to go to Katsu. So we'll see.
Like I said earlier, I used to go to cons for games, so like MagFest sounds like a dream.
No, like there was like 3, like because you went to Katsu, right? Well, yeah, you did go to Katsu. Did you walk where the vendor hall was?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to remember like that layout, but basically, like how there was like that like room area where it was
like a big ballroom or something
like that, or just like a long panel area. They like basically right where that like vendor hall is. Let's just say they opened up the rooms. You're able to go not only into the next panel, but the next one over. And then there's like one room that's there's one room at the center that's the vendor hall. On the left side is all the console games you could play, like a whole hall, big hall of that. Then the hall on the other side is all the indie games, to which you see so many interesting concepts.
It truly sounds like a dream convention. To
And
me.
then
That
there's
sounds so good.
another hall dedicated to just arcades. So you have like a row section of pinballs. You have like old classic arcade games, like whether Pac-Man or Star Wars Arcade. Then you got like a quarter or third filled with just all Japanese games.
I want to go.
It was like,
Can
oh
we
my
go?
god, it puts the Ace in like game room to shame.
Oh my god, I want to go.
I love the arcade,
Okay,
y'all.
I'll get on a plane right now.
No,
I'll meet
it
you
was
next year.
It was a
See you
great one. As I said, I'm like, all right, I'm liking the vibes. And the crazy thing is, the con itself was sold out. So I'm like, if this is a sold out MagFest, and I'm not, going too crazy or like too overwhelmed, I'm vibing with this. I just hope they don't. I hope they like, even if they like were to raise the attendance numbers higher, like, as I said, I'm just like, okay, I'm just hoping that MagFest stays as it is, where it's like, good attendance, not too crazy. Just pray for good weather.
That's
pray
amazing.
for some snow. The one thing I wish we had like some snowfall like last year did, but so
we can't have it all. We can't have it all.
Only so much. Haley, post. I don't know who redeemed that. Oh, Justin. Justin redeemed Strike a Pose. Strike you a MagFest. Oh, thanks. Oh my god, yeah, we're getting the chat like saying like how much they enjoyed it. What is snow? Oh yes,
Sounds like we going.
You Texan, you. Actually, no, it is kind of crazy with all this weather that's been going on lately with
He's been to Texas for 1 year. He's already forgot snow.
Yeah, no, it's just forgetting about snow. Jump scare would be too mean. Well, to be fair, it would just only be me getting jump scared. Haley would not be jump scared.
Oh, I'm innocent. I'm free.
Oh, and also giving Juan a break. That's the other factor there as well.
That's valid. That's valid.
Yeah, Justin does not want to spook Juan.
Yeah,
no, well, actually, no.
Scare him.
As I can say, this winter season has been a little weird and crazy. Where it's like, I think there was snow in New Orleans, like this year. Like I saw like Bourbon Street or some parts of it,
weird.
like in the French Quarter, just covered in snow, and like people in New Orleans are like they're playing their music and they're like just like doing sledding or someone's pulling a sled or something like that. I was like, that's something
crazy.
I never thought I would see. And it was 30 degrees at Disney World. Yeah, that was the other thing. So like the lines were just like
it was.
They were under 30 minutes or even 15 minutes. I remember like someone posted.
Oh, that would be my best day ever.
Oh, no doubt.
I went to Florida in October, and I still was like, too hot. Too hot. Don't like it.
Oh my goodness. That was funny.
I was like, I don't like that.
Yeah, 2 inches of snow down in the south. Everything shut down for 3 days. Like
they're not built for it. They don't know what to do.
Oh god, at Ithaca, like upstate New York, it's like, all right, a little snowfall here and there. There was only like 1 year where they're like,
it's over.
Oh, we can't. We should not have any of our teachers driving up these hills with snow. And I'm like, yeah, because that is bloody dangerous.
You guys think so?
Yeah, you think so? It's like, oh yeah, many other years when we've had snowfall, now you decided that
you guys think
this amount is like a little too much,
That's funny. Well, not funny, but sad.
Sad. So anyways, let's see. So I guess let's try transition into like, so after like doing the prep work of your photo shoots, as much as you can get or not. So when you on the day of the shoot, what gear is kind of like you keep in your bag? Is it and like especially what is a piece of item that either you just can't leave home without, aside from the camera, that you just know you need to bring with you? And is there some like little special tool that you have that makes your kit a little different than others? Because I know some people might like bring like prisms or something different. So what is usually in your camera bag, if you will?
I keep it fairly consistent. I switch it up every once in a while. It depends on where I'm going and what I'm doing, like if it's a business kind of thing or if it's like cosplay. But since we're probably talking cosplay, let's see. I'm more of a natural light person, as a lot of people know. So I need a reflector all the time, and I will probably hit you in the face with it a little bit. I use a very large one because I just really like the way that it looks. I almost always use it when I'm doing like a torso up photo. So
not full
that
body, just
can-
torso, you said?
Mhm. I will use it like for everything, but if I am a small human, as you may know, I am short, and my arms are not that long, so I cannot really camera and reflector at the same time with how large of a reflector I like to use to get the full thing. So if I'm by myself, I will have like the cosplay handler do it, but if it's just two of us, I will make them hold it and I'll do the half up.
Yeah, definitely one of those things where when people are like, I'm gonna bring a friend along, is that all right? I'm like, yes, please. Extra hands, please. Extra thoughts and ideas, we welcome them. So
I'm like, please bring someone else, actually.
like, God knows,
Thank
yeah,
you.
especially since I've been doing a lot of photography, but especially for con traveling, it's like I have my like one light stand, which is just my Peak Design stand, which is technically
It gets hard.
it's technically for a camera, but I've been able to modify it for a light stand, and honestly, it's kind of
So,
nice. It's
it
also
can
been
get crazy.
well, especially how like with my Peak Design, I could literally like hook my camera bag right under there, so I have an impromptu sandbag just to keep my stand down or something like that. But where was I going with this?
No, I know what you mean, though.
but-
It's hard to carry everything, honestly,
But
because I'm so tiny. I can't really carry a light like a lot of you taller gentlemen can. So I shoot the way I do because I feel like it's more practical for me to do so. But I do have flash. I use a Godox V1. I've got that in my bag. I always use a Godox V1. I just got for Christmas, Hanukkah, that holiday section. We celebrate both. We're both. Anyway, I got a Lumen Cube, a nice little light tube,
nice.
so I will be playing with that this year.
how long of a tube?
It's in the corner over there. It's not super big. It's probably like,
Foot?
I don't know, the 6 or 8.
Okay.
No, it's a tiny little guy.
Smaller than that. Okay.
It's a mini. It's a mini.
Yeah, because I used to carry some LEDs with me, but now, like with flash stuff, I've been doing that a lot more. But
totally.
There has been a bit where it's like I do notice where, especially with flashes, where it's like it's not as harsh on some photos, because there's times where I turn down my flash, but then it's like it's not enough flash onto the subject, but then the spread's too much. So it's like I've been noticing, like, as much as I thought, oh, like LEDs like so cool, but then I was like, oh, let me do flash because I see it. I've always been a little bit back and forth. It's like, do I do this or that?
The flash work that you've been doing a lot. For me personally, in the style that I shoot, I prefer natural light. I like my style to be a little more light and airy, but the way that I, like for your photos, I think it looks great. I think, that's just a preference, and that's why there's, more photographers. I think that's good.
Yeah, no, and I'm in that like little dilemma right now where I did start as a natural light photographer because I started as like
evolution is good, change is good.
But yeah, no, it's good, but like because I started as like natural light because I was like yearbook and photography journalism classes, so I was always used to like just working on location, just deal with it. You
probably didn't have access to gear like that either.
Well, I did.
I didn't. I sure didn't for a long time.
But so it's kind of funny where I've transitioned to doing natural light, and then only in recent years I've started doing like light photography, to which I was kind of like I was borrowing like it was kind of funny enough. I was still using lights, but I was using film lights. I was using a lot of gear from work. So like because again, like I work for NBC Universal, and so sometimes I would be like, oh, let me just grab this 410 here. No one would mind that. And I literally, especially for like my at the time my studio shoots here in my office, where I would just like point, like the 410 and just would point it in there, and that's how I would get like the colors popping in on like my early studio stuff. And then like
I used to take stuff from work too when I used to work for Life Touch, and I used to take their lenses all the time.
And then like
They
borrowing.
let me.
And so, but as I said, there's been some gear that sometimes like I'm just gonna borrow this. Don't mind me. Sandbags, C stands. Oh, I can take that. Don't mind me. Actually, kind of funny enough, as you mentioned lenses. Anthony's asking if only one lens. If you only had one lens to bring, what would it be? He was like, "Did I miss that discussion?" Like, no, we're kind of like right on there. So that's actually
at the moment, I'm a really big 85 fan.
85. Okay.
Right now, that's my favorite. I think it gives a really nice like bokeh kind of background effect to it. Like I feel like it's just perfect enough. I have to back up pretty far, but I can work with that generally.
Yeah, no.
But that's my favorite. I need to invest in a wide angle this year probably, but 85 is my go-to lately.
Yeah, I think 85. What was it? What year?
Because nifty 50 is hard to go wrong.
Yeah, I can't go wrong the nifty 50. Yeah, no, it was that bit where kind of like the lights where I was switching back and forth, but like I had like a variable lens, a 24 to 105 millimeter, and that was always good for like, again, the journalism kind of stuff like that, and that's why I kind of used when I started cosplay photography. But then that's when I started like, let me get into prime lenses. So because again, my 24 to 105 only goes to, I don't know if people can see it on here, but my aperture only goes down to 4. That's the lowest it can get.
Same
on
mine. 24 75, it also only goes down to 4, which is my least favorite part about it.
Oh, interesting. Got Becoming Thor here. It's got a question which I'll follow that up a little bit. But basically, where was I going with this? But yeah, so then I kind of started investing in prime lenses, especially because at the time I was doing a lot of natural light stuff, and it's always good to get as much light in there as much as possible, so it's just that kind of like a little bit there. But then now that I've been getting into flash photography, I think it was like last year or the last 2 years, like how like, all right, let me get the light set up, now let me switch my lens here, let me switch my lens there. And then like I just kind of noticed how like it was awkward for me to like constantly keep switching lenses. But then I kind of realized, wait, the only reason I have these primes was because I wanted that extra light to come in because I was doing natural light, but now I'm doing flashes.
You're like, wait a second, I don't need that.
I could sacrifice the extra to get that extra like aperture in there because I got the flash coming in there to give a little extra detail. But now it's like, I'm like, I feel like, as I said, like at an 85, I was using it like crazy when I was doing that. But I'm like,
oh yeah,
I'm in that balance. I'm like, all right, what do I call for when I use my variable? Well, obviously for cons that works well, but I'm like, I should try. I'm trying to like challenge myself where it's like, for whenever I do like just one-on-one shoots, not cons or anything like that, I should try like switch back to my prime lenses just so I could get that extra bokeh in there. But then either work on, I don't know, so work on that stuff. So
no, I do. I go back and forth too between them.
Becoming Thor has a good question here, which as I said, even though you're more natural light, have you guys found that you have to use flash differently based on your subject's skin tone? That's an interesting question. What do you think?
First of all, hey, hello, welcome.
Hello, hi.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it would be silly to say no. Obviously, skin color does play it's relevant in photos because, light is different. It reflects different off of different types of skin tones. I would say with doesn't typically change more than 2 or 3 stops tops. Like you're probably gonna have to either make it just a teeny bit brighter or a teeny bit darker, but it shouldn't be honestly that huge of a difference. But yeah, just a teeny bit, definitely.
Actually, I was gonna say Philly Game Girls here. I think here's your photo of Balatro. Have you ever played Balatro?
I love that game. I've been playing it a lot on my phone.
Oh, I need to get the phone. Yeah, Justin Beneda got it for me for, I think it was Christmas or my birthday.
It's so addictive.
And I played it casually, like when I was in Massachusetts for the holidays.
You can
and
lose a whole day to that game real quick.
Funny enough, Justin and I, we were chilling. We were like, let's just go back to the hotel room like early on Thursday for MagFest. And I was like, all right, got my photos uploaded. I'm like, all right, my laptop can't play. Oh, hi, Hanky. Hi, Hanky.
Hank.
You want to come say hi?
Hi, best friend. Hi, Hank. I love
Hi,
you.
Hanksters. That's interesting. I started
Hank.
the opposite way with the wagon of flash and then moved towards natural lights. No, so
That's
yeah,
cool.
no, so it is kind of interesting, like the journey where it's like,
cool to see who decides to go which way with stuff. That's really
and I think
that's
it's just,
interesting.
I think it's just like more of a fact of like, all right, how do you approach a shoots now? But God knows, like I feel like it was kind of fun enough. I used to joke like, oh, I'm a natural light photographer, I can do whatever I want. But now, like as a but now, like, and like, oh, you light photographers, you guys are so fixed on flashes. Now I'm like, oh shoot, I've become what I've joked on. So
You live long enough to become the villain, or whatever that quote.
Well, even then, I was like, I feel like that's always been me with photography in general, where it's like, oh, I don't need to do like especially like Instagram back in like 2012, 13. It's like, I'm not gonna get on Instagram. That's pretentious. I'm using Flickr or something like that. But now I'm like,
same. I started on Flickr too.
I was like, shoot, I kind of missed that bandwagon of kind of stuff there. And then, oh, Lightroom. Why is everyone doing Lightroom stuff? But then like, or no, presets. I was like, why is everyone doing Lightroom presets? Like, that's just cheaping out on your work.
I'm not a big preset user, I'll be honest.
I sometimes, well, especially when I use it, it kind of at least helped when I use like Lightroom presets. It helped like at least get an idea of like what I wanted for shoots, especially as I'm like going through. And then especially now with like Lightroom, where at least Lightroom Mobile, where I guess there's like an AI kind of thing where you can like select like, hey, are you looking for something dark? Here's a list of presets, and then you can like be like, I want more like this, I want more like that. So
I was about to say, the most that I really do is I've been using the little, I don't know if, what is this? What do they call this? The adaptive stuff.
The what?
It's the adaptive stuff in Adobe Lightroom. Like, it's not a set preset, but it's called an adaptive preset. And under it, there's like a portrait setting, and there are 3 of them, and there's for light, medium, and dark skin, and that is kind of where I will start.
Oh yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, where it's like it's the pre-assigned presets that Lightroom has or something like that.
And it's more of a, I would say it's more of a color balance a preset really, but I kind of start there and then I mess around with it.
Fair. Actually, Philly Game Girl has a good question. Okay, I have a question as someone who is starting to cosplay. What are some tips you have for being a good subject? Because I'm always so awkward. I feel honored to be asked, but don't know how to pose or look silly.
Oh, welcome to the cosplay realm.
Hanky,
I feel like if anyone is rude,
Hanky, he's climbing on it. I got my keyboard and then I got my loop deck here. Just sit on my lap, Hanky. Just sit on my lap. Okay.
And sheer panic.
I am in sheer panic. God knows I was already in sheer panic with like settings and all that
Hank,
stuff.
no, Hank, don't. But anyways, welcome to cosplay.
Yeah, welcome.
Honestly, basically like
90%
90% of the people that I've met in cosplay have been very nice and very welcoming. If anyone makes you feel weird for being new, they're weird, to be honest with you. Like, no one should be rude to you about that, and if they are, they're a bad person. But it to like I don't know, like getting started kind of tips. It's more just like, I don't know, look in a mirror, go in the bathroom, make sure you've got like a little comb with you, just do a little brush over, flatten your, the kind of what you do before you would go in for like an interview, before you go in to see your friends.
Photo time.
Photo. Cool. Selfie.
I nearly forgot how quick those goes. Anyways, continue.
But yeah, tips, just give that wig a little pat down, make it a little smooth. Trying to think, just like a little bit of makeup touch up, but like there's not much to do. Your photographer should be confident in their posing and all of their skills, and they should help you through that. Like when someone is new, to something, it is not their fault that they are not practiced. Like, that's just something you get over time. So hopefully your photographer is really nice and they'll just work you through that.
Yeah. Actually, I'm wondering if that should be a question on like my forums of how many years of cosplay have you done? To which that either that kind of helps gauge you to think like, all right, or how many, I don't know. I'm trying to think like,
what Becoming Thor says is great. Keeping pictures on your phone is amazing.
Agreed. Yeah. I was gonna say,
I keep pictures on my phone if it's like a planned shoot ahead of time. But like, it is so nice. And a lot of us are visual people. Just having a photo to see and get you both on the same page, then you both know like what you're getting, or aiming to get, makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, and as I was like mentioning earlier, where it's like, especially for photo shoots, like as much as we are we're providing a service, to our clients, the cosplayer clients, if you will. This whole thing is still a collaborative thing. So as much as we're trying to doing our part to plan for your shoot, doing what we can to do it, it is still helps us a lot, especially on con days where it's like, all right, I got 5-6 shoots I'm already juggling around with and trying to think of locations, time of day, and all that stuff. It is still great and helpful whenever, as I mentioned earlier, it's just great when clients do have like a mood board or things planned,
really
just
nice.
to make it really helpful for us. And then it's like, especially with posing, like especially if it's like just like that little bit where it's like, especially with some photographers, like sometimes we're like, just mirror what I do. So it's like, all right, I want you to pose like this, and then either be all right, just lift up your elbow just like that, or again, as usual, as a photographer should be like.
I've done that plenty of times.
What?
I've done that plenty of times. Copy the pose.
Yeah, just mirror me, just like, and then like just like the slightest like twitch, be like rotate hand, like all right, like that. There you go. But then it's like, of course, like if there's something where they're struggling a little bit, they're like, all right, is it right for me to come up to you? Is it right for me to like, just adjust you? To which like which I usually do is like I kind of do like the 2-finger method. So it's like, all right, I'm just gonna lift you up like that, perfect, like that. Not like a grabbing motion, just something simple where it's like, just need you to lift up there. There you go. I don't do. I'm like, I don't know why I'm doing a finger right here, because I don't think I actually like really tell people to move their fingers, but it's just like, all right, just like move your finger there, move your finger there. I don't know. That's a very specific kind of thing, but but either way, so usually we definitely do our best to help who poses ideas.
I always have there's always a few poses that I feel work for any sort of cosplay. Like, there are just flattering poses that any character can do. Always got some of those ready. But I'm talking about more like unique, specific poses. Like, I don't know, like a very specific action shot, or like maybe the character uses magic, so there's something particular that they do. So I don't know, something like that. I'm like, I want to show you a photo.
The usual like magic spells, like one hand back, the other hand front kind of stuff. Or like, I don't know.
But like, I don't know, like a character, I don't know, Wanda has like, her particular magic, how she specifically does the hands out. So stuff, stuff like that. Maybe that is, something that is good to have a reference for.
No, exactly.
But, there's always, obviously there are always poses that we can come up with on the spot.
Another thing was,
your photographer should totally be helping you do stuff.
And one thing I've kind of realized more and more is like, as much as, which I've grown to accept, as much as you have ideas for like a pose or an idea that, even though for us photographers that come up to a spot, a lot of times, like as much as like, I think I have an idea, let's try this. And it's like,
that doesn't always work. It does not always work.
It's always a struggle, but it's one thing I've learned to accept more and more. It's like, at least you're trying, at least we're going to try this concept here. If you can.
Exactly.
So actually, kind of funny enough, as we were talking about tips for new cosplayers, I guess there's a question from Instagram.
I like questions.
Troy Bushido, who we know has been sort of starting to get into photography lately. He's asking, what are our top 3 tips for beginner photographers?
I think you gotta start with the basics. You gotta start with metering. You gotta know what that is. You gotta know what light means. you gotta sit down and do a couple of those like basic 101 things. It's boring and a little annoying, but you gotta do it. I think it's really important to know how your camera works. Even if you just sit down with like dolls, action figures, anything to practice with, like it does not have to be a person, but I think it's really important to like start, you know, like with whatever you're working with. It doesn't need to be fancy. Just kind of sit down, even if it's for like a half hour, an hour, and just kind of play with all of your settings. Be like, what happens if I do this? What happens if I do that? You need to like be wrong a lot before you are right. So I just think practice is key. Practice is like the best thing you can do. Go outside, take photos of flowers, go on a walk, take pictures of boring things. But you need to get really familiar with your camera. You know how to use it, and you need to, you know, you gotta play with it a lot. And it will take a lot of time, and that's okay.
No, yeah, it's experiment, learn. One thing which I've kind of been like, I need to get back into doing is, I know cameras, especially like mirrorless and some DSLRs, where you can customize your buttons, to which
you can get crazy with it.
No, and there was like one, which actually it reminds me where I forgot because I remember I had my camera. I remember when I got like my R6, I kind of got it set up, and I was like, oh, I actually kind of like this, how I could switch between either manual focus or like auto face detect kind of thing, and I was like able to switch between like that with a button. I forgot what was the issue I was having with my camera, whether if it was like just some tech issue, something where I was like, I just need to reformat my camera, and I'm like, I gotta restart all that stuff. But
sometimes factory settings, like resetting to it, the right answer.
Sadly to say, well, I'm trying to remember if the factory reset actually fixed it, or if it was just that, of course, the usual scenario, turn on, turn off. And I'm like, of course you worked.
The classic. The classic.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what was. I'm really trying to remember what it was that. Oh no, I think maybe I think I know what it was. It might have been that flash trigger issue I was having, where one of my
I do remember this.
So I think maybe I was like, is there something with the sensor on my camera that's acting up? And I think it was just like, it's just the trigger itself that was acting up. Actually, it was kind of funny if you mentioned about
triggers wear out pretty quickly, actually.
No, so and it was a fresh new one too. So I'm like, what the heck are you doing? And they're like, oh, you could. Mean. I know. So it's like, I messaged Westcott asking, and they're like, oh, you could just, you know, send it in if you bought it within a year. But I'm like, that's extra work. It's $40.
That's too hard.
That's too hard.
I'm not gonna do it.
So actually, it was kind of funny enough you mentioned about being a Gotox when you use your flash, because when I was at MagFest this weekend, I have my Westcott stuff that I have.
Yeah.
And what I do love, like, versus like, what was it, when I went to Katsu, I had to be handheld to try to take lobby photos. But here it's like, all right, with like this one, it's like I'm able to have my flash on a tripod, just positioned there and take the photos. There's a photographer who came up to me and be like, hey, I see your Westcott brand as well. I'm like, oh, yeah, I got it from a fellow photographer friend.
I got it on the internet.
Well, no, I got it from Carlos, because he was selling his
Westcott is a really great brand,
and so I was like, oh sure, I guess yeah. He was like selling both. He was selling 2 lights and a bag and accessories to go with that. I'm like, I was like,
I would go on that too.
This is the only time for me to really jump the bandwagon of going into multi-light setups. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'm gonna take that leap. But he mentioned to me where it's like, yeah, it's like, it's great to be a Westcott brand at a con, because there's not many people with Westcott. There, all these people taking all their lobby photos here, they're all using Godox, and so like the triggers are like setting off other people's Godox brands or something like that. So I was like, you know what, you bring up good points, and I'm actually, I'm kind of glad, even though I still keep my Godox flash and trigger with me. Like that, the V1.
I am on 23, and I usually don't have problems. Nobody take 23 now that I said that. I'll find you.
Oh, the number? Your channel?
Yeah.
Fair about that.
I don't know, if you pick a number a little higher, You usually don't run into that, but don't take my idea now that I said it.
I'm either between I'm either between like doing 13, just like Friday the 13th stuff, or between 22, because 22 was like the address of my childhood home or something like that. So I was like, all right, that's
22 is a good, nice high up there number.
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought as well. So, so as we're talking about like sort of photo genres and things, even though I know like you yourself, you're trying to like expand a little bit more outside of cosplay photography. You've been doing a lot more like headshots and corporate work and such. What is a subject / genre that you've never done but you want to try to get into more?
There are very few genres tried at this point. I've done street photography, I've done portraits, I've done school photos, I've done sports, I've done still life, I've done landscape. I've tried a lot. But what I would really, really love to try, able to fully try, is an underwater shoot. I've never been able to do that. I've never had the right equipment to do that. I think I got an underwater housing from you, so maybe this year's the year. But I would love to do that. That is the one thing that I have never really had shot at trying, and I'm like, please. I would also really like to do more animal stuff. I've taken a couple pet portraits here and there, but it's never been like a huge thing for me, and I don't know why. I love animals. I would love to do that more.
Yeah.
Would love to do like a shoot with some horses. I know Marlo, a fantastic photographer in the Chicago area, doing a couple wolf shoots coming up. Would love to do that someday.
And I think like technically like
that would be really cool.
And I think that's something which I'm kind of like realizing, where it's like, oh yeah, like especially for like taking photos of wolves and horses, I think like that's one thing which I think Infinity Spiral might have had experience with photographing horses, where you can't use a flash, I believe.
You cannot use flash with horses; it will scare them.
And I think that might be the same.
Get stomped.
I think that's the same concept with wolves as well. So
with live animals, generally, you cannot use flash.
I feel like dogs, though, they're kind of fine, because like I know I was sick.
Small pets you can, but big animals that can hurt.
Yeah, no. It's kind of funny. Like, what was it? The post engagement shoots, as I call it, with DCW Builds and his wife that I did back in October.
Those were really cute with their pets.
No, so yeah, they were able to include their dogs, and they're like, "Oh, let's throw a couple." Let's get a couple photos of our dogs in there, and
that's adorable.
I was like, all right, I was able to get them in there, and even like the whole family photo. Like, can you try to put the dogs in there? We're like, I think I can, because guess what? I could hide their shadows because everyone's in a giant mass, and I could just have the dogs right there. Because that's always the one thing that is always difficult trying to do, like difficult are shadows, or like especially like when it is always just such a difficult.
Biggest weakness by far in editing in general is shadows. Shadows, especially when I'm doing special effects. Shadows confuse me. Shadows are my enemy. I need to do classes, in any classes, even videos, that kind of stuff. Have not done it in a while, but need to get back into that. It's a bad habit to have fallen out of.
I sit with wolves.
Learning is good.
The horses, the wolf dogs, mostly just react to how you react. So if you're not spooked, they aren't either. Okay, yeah. It is that bit where
that sounds right.
That does sound right. Like just trying to keep it together, man. Keep it together, man. Don't show fear. Don't show fear. They can tell. They can detect your emotions.
Fear. They can smell fear.
No, literally. Yeah, where was I going with this? I completely. But no. So, anyways, yeah. Like after that shoot, like, and those photos were posted, and someone was like coming up to me, being like, "Oh, hey, I saw those photos that you took of DCW builds, dogs, and it would be. Can I
This
get
photo
somebody?
of Michael.
What?
This photo of Michael. What a friendly gentleman.
Hold on. Let me pull it up.
That's crazy. That's
Something.
crazy.
Yeah. So.
That's too many episodes for me, my friend.
Quick question, chat. I just realized something. Was there any audio that was coming out from that full screen menu? Please reply back, because I think I might have. Because I was like, I'm not seeing an audio mix right here, and I'm like, Spadudio. God knows I was already having tech stuff when I was trying to get this all set up, but no audio. Oh shoot. Okay. All right. Well, good to know. Not to cut into that. Actually, let me double check. I'll double check this a little bit later. But okay. All right. I thought I had everything there, so it was kind of funny enough. It was kind of funny enough when I was like, as I said, I was getting this all set up, and it's always like, all right, how do you get the sources? How do you move this items here? And Haley, you're just happy. You're like, I don't get to stream. I don't have to handle all this stuff.
It's not my fault.
Yeah, you're just the guest. You get to like just chill out, do your thing, and I'm here being like the operation director, manager, the producer, be like, all right, cut to this here, cut to there. Keep
You're
the check
SpongeBob with it when his brain's on fire.
Not too badly, but yes. But no, even like Haley can attest to this, where like we've been doing like some tech, tests. I've been getting all these scenes set up, and it's kind of like weird where it's like, all right, one day the stream together would work well,
and then it would not,
and it would not. So it's like there's like one thing that would work. So it's like, all right, what's the solution? All right, we're gonna go do a Discord call so we could at least hear you. I could talk with you to that degree, and then it's like, all right, so I'm going to duplicate these scenes just because I got all the sets there. But then the one thing that was kind of bugging me was like things would be moved around, like this bloody now playing thing that I had where it was like going over here, going over there. And I'm just like, oh my God.
Too easy. It was too easy.
It was too easy, yeah. So, all right, that's something I know I got to double check next time. So, all right, so unfortunately, Haley, no full screens for you tonight. But hey, we're not streamers unless there's tech issues, whether it is trying to multi-stream on YouTube to try to test out new scenes.
Y'all are brave for streaming. I'm frightened, and I don't even go here.
I just learned to just go with the flow, improvise, and just keep a calm, cool head.
I don't even go here.
Stuff happens, and I've come to accept it on these streams.
Yeah, just let it happen.
Just let it happen, that is. So as I said, so kind of like relating.
Oh look, it's an Eric.
There's a me. It's a me.
It's a you.
Oh,
hell yeah.
Oh, what, wait, zoom in on that. Let me see. Am I just doing
yeah.
Am I doing this? Can you zoom in on me? Zoom on me? Zoom
yeah,
in a little
hold on.
more.
It broke. One moment.
It just hit Z.
No.
No? Okay, fine.
We zoom the hard way.
Oh.
I know. I took it with a wide angle. Meep.
Oh yeah, I think I am going this. I think I'm wearing a different hat though. I I think that's my Jaws hat that I'm wearing.
That is your Jaws hat, it
That-
looks like.
Yeah, that's usually my Jaws hat. Today
Enhance.
Enhance. Oh my goodness. So I guess
Teach
kind
Queen.
of relating to the question of what subjects or things you want to try to do, which I think we've had some people asking this. I think Maverick, or was it Kwai, I forget, was asking this, and I swear this is a question that I always get as well on my whenever I do like those like not gonna lies or question things, where it's like this is always a common question that I always feel like every photographer gets, and I swear that is always an answer that is always changing. But what is a shoot or location that you want to try to photograph? And as I said, this always changes for me. It's like
this does change often.
So I guess the question is, what are you currently wanting to try to shoot? Which,
I mean, again, I would really, really love to. So many factors in that needs quite a bit of planning. So I would say something that's like more and reasonable. I've not been to
hold on, I think I lost you for a second there. What was that you wanted to go to?
Joliet Ironworks. I have not been to.
Okay. Yeah, no,
I've seen shoots there, and it looks like a great place, but I've never actually been out there. I think that would be fun. Haven't done any like spooky kind of abandoned places in a long time. That would be fun. But just some more on location stuff. It's been a minute.
Yeah. I think, what was it, like 2022, or I forgot what year it was, where I was like, I kind of know, it's like I've just been so busy with cons and the backlogs, like I kind of missed going on location. But then at the same time, it's like, I've got the logistics of like, all right, is there any things I got to worry about here? And even then, like, I do enjoy like shooting at abandoned locations, but then it's like you run the risk of like, all right, if there's someone gonna pop up, or
there's a lot of, again, logistics and planning and making sure you have everything you need to go there. It's not something you just, do on a random Tuesday or something like that. But yeah, I just kind of on location stuff. I got very busy with just regular work. So I haven't done any on location stuff in a while. Would be nice to be doing that again. Honestly, I've done a few things in 2024, but I do a lot more on or off convention than I do like on.
Like you do a lot more like
off site.
So you do a lot more. You bring more gear and kind of like stuff. Is that what you mean, or what do you mean by that?
No, like by clients, I guess. I generally do more like off convention stuff than I do like at a convention. So I've done like a lot of shoots in different locations before. I get booked to do that.
Okay. So
it's fun. It's fun.
But I guess it's more that you want to try to try out new
locations. Go new places, yeah. New different places, like kind of outside of, well, not necessarily outside of the Chicago area, but just new and different.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of like that same bit where I'm like, all right, I have the habit of like, like how people can tag locations. I sometimes like try to save those locations, be like, oh, this might be a cool location.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Just to like try to do it. And even then, the same thing where it's like I'm always like trying to test out like different photo studios, especially with FD studios suddenly like being like shut down for whatever's going on.
What's going on with that? Anybody heard about FD studio lately?
I just don't know if they're under like renovations, or I don't know.
Last I heard about FD Studio, and for people chat, FD Studio is a local studio. They had a rain room, I guess.
Actually,
yeah, so they have cool stuff, but they went down to like renovate and haven't popped back up lately.
Or I guess correction, it is a photo studio company that have different locations. Like I think there's one in LA, one in New York, and there's one here in Chicago.
Oh yeah, they're a chain.
So they're a chain, but I guess the one here in Chicago, they've been closed down. So it's like, all right, what's going on? I don't know.
No idea.
No say.
But I miss it.
So
I liked that rain room.
No, I haven't done the rain room in a while, but it is kind of like that where it's like I am also spoiled because it is like 10 minutes away from me. It's
very convenient.
It's literally up the road for where I work. I literally just drive up Western and then I'm
It's
like,
really conveniently located.
I heard stuff is frequently broken with them. Oh, like the sets or what exactly?
Their sets have been broken down quite a few times when I was there, but I haven't heard anything in a while.
Or even the rain room. I always noticed like they had like a certain section in the rain room where it's like, all right, you could clearly tell this was painted later, but you still have like this segment that's not fully.
And it drove me crazy.
No, I know, right?
That drove me crazy because you could see it. You could tell in photo.
No, exactly. And I'm like, all right, let me try to like brush heal it over here and see if that might clear it.
Yep, that drove me nuts. That drove me nuts because you would have to undershoot to kind of cover it up.
Yeah, or at least be on a step stool,
shoot darker anyway,
or shoot upwards or something like that. Incidentally, the rain room shot you did with Troy Alex as the upside down Spider-Man and MJ is my favorite shot of yours, Haley. Oh, that's what Juan says.
Thanks. We almost killed Troy to do that. I would not recommend.
No, I remember. Yeah,
I'm doing that.
How the water was going down his, or I guess down his nose, but it was up.
I tried to talk him out of that one.
But it's so iconic of a shot.
No, but there was an easier way to do it, and he was very.
So tell me the setup. What was the original? So what's the setup, and what would you have done differently then?
So he was on a ladder, and decided that he needed to use his to lay backwards to do the Spider-Man kiss, which is great, but very hard to do when there's water. Very dangerous. Wouldn't recommend doing that. So I was like, Troy, what if you just had Alex kneel down, like you'll still see it and we just put you on something lower? And he was like, no, it must be authentic. I'm already up here. And he was like, I'm already up here, I'll do it. And then when he came bad, it was like, I tried to help you.
Oh, it's like, yeah, I mean, misery is optional, as my dad says. So
I tried to save him. I tried.
It's like, yeah, it's like, all right, you do you. I gave you some advice and thoughts.
You made it harder than you needed to make it, but the photo turned out amazing, so I appreciate the commitment.
No. So Anthony says poor management, so the owner had to switch out. He's based in LA, so I think they're just writing out the lease and giving. Oh, so they're giving up the location?
Ooh, drama.
I had to see, but oh my goodness. So it's probably good that I am searching around a little bit, but man, they were such a good operations. I loved it.
R.I.P. Rain Room. R.I.P.
I guess we got to make our own rain room or something like that, you know? Which I know some people do, where it's like they just do like a hose on top and then like, and then
all
they
right,
like
that's our spring project. Spring project.
Spring project. I just need. Cosme Up just swoop in. Oh goodness. We'll be like in Japan where
you don't want to pay rent.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Oh goodness. Like I already know. Like, was it like how in Japan they have like those like set rooms?
I love those.
Or something like that. Because again,
it looks so fun. I would love to do that.
But the logistics, especially in downtown Chicago, is difficult. So I guess we kind of talked about a little bit about fandoms, or at least we talked about the JRPG fandoms. But I guess Infinity Spiral is asking what characters on your list that you want to shoot. So I guess instead of thinking of like the whole broad spectrum of fandoms,
it's an Eric.
There's a me. It's a me again.
It's an Eric.
Look at my calves. Look at my rolled up pants.
Look at that phone in that pocket.
Oh god, that phone is sticking out. But
all right,
yeah.
so what's the question?
So I guess we'll do this one question before we'll start taking a quick break here. But
Sounds good.
What are there any specific characters that you want to photograph? So we talked. I guess you mostly talked about more of like, all right, what JRPGs that you want to photograph, which you said
that's
all
true.
Of them.
I've got such a long list.
But I guess either is there any particular character in JRPGs, or do we want to give you a challenge? And what is a character that is not in a JRPG that you want to
challenge.
photograph?
Let me think. Yeah, I'm a big video game person, so I'm always kind of video game. I want video games. I would love an Umineko shoot. Nobody will do that. Nobody knows that. There's
What's,
like
yeah, I was gonna
three.
say.
There's like three of us. It's fine.
I was gonna say, what
It's-
is Ume Neko? Can
It's
you please?
it's a visual novel.
Uh-huh.
It is about magic and murder, and it gets weird from there. It's very long, but will change your life. But for like, you know, things that people know about, I'm kind of on a Marvel Rivals kick right now. So anybody in Marvel Rivals, I'm kind of up for. I would love a Storm. A Penny Parker, I would be crazy. I don't know how anyone
Actually,
would do that, but
there was. I was kind of surprised. Like for a gaming convention, there was only like one. There were Marvel characters, but there was only like one Marvel Rivals, which was it Luna Snow, which I have right here. Can you
yeah,
see?
she's cute. She's cute. She's from a mobile game.
I think so. Yeah, from what. Oh yeah, I think we had that discussion when we were playing.
I've been photobombed.
You've been photobombed. Oh, Izzy and who going through?
Izzy and Michael.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, just like don't mind us. We're walking through your photos.
Yeah, don't mind us. We're just standing here.
I don't know.
But
so,
yeah, I'm on a huge Marvel Rivals kick right now. I have not shot as many Marvel characters as you would think by now. So I am not actually tired of shooting that quite yet.
I have noticed like how when I started cosplay photography, albeit like I was not in the anime con scene, but how like I definitely when I first started out, it was just a lot of like superheroes.
I feel like it was more common but pre-pandemic, the superheroes.
Yeah, so it's like you still had people cosplaying from like the CW shows, no doubt all the Marvel movies because that was still raging, especially leading up to Infinity War.
I think a lot of people got burned out on Marvel after
I think so.
WandaVision era.
Yeah. Yeah,
They just put out too many things at once.
No, the fatigue is really there or something like that. But I'm at least thankful, like especially after like my first Ace and I went to in 2018, I was like, all right, I'm going to this, and I like had shoots. I'm like, I don't know any of all this.
I don't know who you are.
I just know Naruto and Cowboy Bebop. That's the extent of my knowledge. I'm like, Izuku.
A good two to know. A good two to know.
Izuku Midoriya, what are you, like Midoriya, like the liquor or something like that?
He was new around then, so that yeah.
Well, that was still like I think at least 2 years into it or something like that. But either way,
Was it really? Wow.
Give or take. But I definitely know. But yeah, you're right. It was still kind of newish, but it was like I think people.
Yeah, I would give you a pass for that. It was new-ish at the time.
What? No Homestuck? Wait, which
Oh
one?
my god, Homestuck.
Is that the one that?
I am immune from Homestuck. I did not read it. Homestuck was very popular on the early internet. I've done a couple Homestuck cosplays. I've taken pictures of Homestuck cosplays, but I've never read it. I've never read it.
Oh wait, what's Homestuck? I'm trying to remember. Oh,
It's
yeah.
MS Paint comic thing that gets real weird.
Yeah,
the character designs are really cool, but I've never read it.
The gray skins, like kind of
The
cosplays.
gray skin era.
Yeah, no, it was kind of funny enough. Even before I got involved in cosplay, I remember one time. I think I was just in Millennium Park. This was like probably like 2009, maybe 10-ish.
I'm already terrified of what you're about to say because
No, not
the
really.
Homestuck fandom was a little weird back in the day.
No, so I just remember like, and again, I think this was like me where I was like, I was still watching Naruto. I think it was like maybe 2010, maybe 2012. I forget what, but I just remember like I was just randomly at Millennium Park, like near, like I was in the ice skating rink, like in winter, and I just remember seeing a lot of people dressed up in like those Homestuck cosplays. But at the time, I was like, what the heck is going on? What are they wearing? Why are they all got this gray skin
Who
and
are
devil
you
horns?
people? Yeah, for real.
Who are you? But then I think I remember there was another time where it was kind of funny enough, even before I knew about cosplay. It's like I remember driving by like Jackson Park and like and all that stuff. And I remember seeing people dressed up in like Naruto or something like by there around like 2010 or 12, give or take.
Yeah, that sounds like the peak era for that.
But at the same time, there wasn't quite the scene of cosplay, so people like were just able to go to like I think it was probably cherry blossom season at the Jackson Park. So I think that's why a lot of people were there. So it is kind of funny enough where it's like I saw remnants of cosplay, but I didn't think too much of it.
Yeah.
And again, I didn't, as I said, I didn't think too much. I thought I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, but I was like, maybe
Oh, that's neat.
How do I attend those? But then and it was kind of funny enough. That was the same idea as well, where it's like, I want to go to this convention, I want to try to check this out. But by the time I learned the convention was going, I was like, oh, it's that weekend. I'm very busy. I got nothing else. I got stuff planned. So it was only until like
No, I know what you mean.
C2E2 or
busy.
something. But now
it's
I'm
so
like,
busy.
But now, like, I do have cons. Like, I do have cons like listed in my schedule. Would be like, all right, so when's this con? All right, just gotta keep a mental note of that.
No, I know. I have them like I have to have reminders, otherwise I will never know.
Infinity Spiral wants to do Guyver, Soul Reaver, or Diablo.
Soul Reaver would be really cool.
Soul Reaver, where's that from again?
I don't know if I've ever seen a Soul Reaver.
I'm like, I feel like these are okay. Guyver. Oh, interesting. Guyver.
I don't know if I've ever seen one, but it would be very cool.
Soul Reaver. I'm kind of like, there's always as I said, there's just so many fandoms that I'm like.
No, there's so many things. I'd love to do classic interview with a vampire. There's so many things, you know. I could probably think of them.
I wouldn't mind trying to do like PS2 like classic photo shoots, which I think I probably said before.
That would
so
be
like
fun.
Like Jack and Dexter.
That would be so fun. Give me a Sly Cooper.
Sly Cooper, I was gonna say, yeah.
Give me a Sly Cooper.
Just like those early 2000s. Because
You see, there was a Katamari at
Fan Expo. Yeah,
I think they won Best in Show. Would love to just have a shoot of Katamari. That would be crazy. Just do a lot of
like random force perspective kind of stuff like that. So
yeah, that would be really fun.
So I think, how about Haley? Do you want to try to take a quick break now? We're kind of reaching at like
sounds
2
good.
hours like that. So
let's go get some more water and stuff
and such like that. But yeah, so good first start half in there, and we'll kind of keep on going with the works and such. It was kind of funny enough. Nicole was like saying, "I'm gonna try and make dinner before 8 p.m." But I'm like, here we are at 9, and it's like I don't think
we are.
It's like I don't know, kind of like that funny bit. But we'll keep photo editing and working on there. But as I said, we're gonna just take a quick little 5-minute break. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you guys in a quick little bit. All right.
So far, so good. Still alive. Sound good. Okie dokie. Hank! 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 Okay, be right back.
10 seconds left. We're almost there. Oh my god. What's going on? People can hear me? They can still hear me. Well, guess what? Guess what? We're still back. We're still alive. You alive still? How you doing? How are you handling, Haley?
Alive. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Actually, no, it's kind of funny
I'm
enough.
good.
This is kind of funny enough how usually around this time, this is like where it's like, oh, like I'm gonna end stream now so I can watch Critical Role or something like that. But how it's like, oh, it's the last Thursday. I don't have to worry about Critical Role that much.
You scared me and then put my soul back in my body. I was like, am I late?
Oh,
Am I missing Critical Role right now?
Well, did you see the announcement like earlier today where
No.
basically like they got some stuff planned. I think they are doing a stream tonight, but it's like a one shot like fire like it's sort of like a LA fire relief kind of strike. So it's a one shot that they have, but then they announce how next week is going to be the finale of Hell's Bells. Which I already knew they were going into Endgame. You good? You good?
I'm not caught up, so I'm not ready for that.
No rush. God knows, like they said that this finale is going to be 8
No,
hours.
Hell's Bells is my favorite. No.
You know, it's
Okay.
it's kind of funny enough. Like all these years, like
I'm fine. It's fine.
you good?
I'm
You good?
fine. I'm so sad. I'm sad now.
You're so sad now.
Hell's Bells is my favorite Critical.
I don't know. I've been on and off where it's like I was on it, I was following it for a little bit, but then there'd just be a little times where I'm just like, wait, what's going on now? I don't know. I kind of got lost a little bit, but you know the beginning recaps.
You gotta read the Laudna book.
The Laudna book. Oh, I should actually.
You gotta read the Laudna book.
I
It's really good.
Is it like yeah, it's just like a textbook, not
It's
like
good.
one.
I can't say anything.
I have to read because I already know like some of the origins of Laudna, but
Hold on, my headphone died. 1 second.
but I don't know. So as I said, it's kind of funny
I'll
enough,
read it.
but yeah, as I said, next week's gonna be like 8 hours. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take my time with this.
1 moment.
Oh, can you hear me, Haley? Or
Mhm.
okay, good. But no, so
My headphones died. Give them a second. They should charge back up a little bit.
no, but well, I'm kind of
My poor
excited.
little AirPods can't take it.
But I'm excited for them like coming to like C2E2, and I was like, oh, I'm excited for the live show that I got tickets for, and then I'm like,
I'm going to.
you're
Hi,
going?
this is the Critical Role hype hour.
No, it is. Yeah, it's like because this is right when they should be on.
Welcome to our Critical Role show.
Yeah, no, yeah. So we're gonna deep dive discuss of what's going on, but no. So like, I got the
I'm
tickets.
so excited. But yeah, if y'all haven't watched Critical Role or listened to it, it's a podcast. Like you don't need to watch anything. Please, Critical Role, Critical Role, Critical Role.
Well, especially how they're releasing like abridged episodes, which even though like I think there's 120.
No, I feel like that's really necessary for beginners and for
Nah.
people who just don't play or don't understand D&D yet.
Is your excitement reaching critical
Oh.
levels? Well,
No, yes.
I don't know. So
No, that
it's-
was pretty good. That was pretty good. That was
no,
good.
fair, but no, I'm excited for the show. And then I did buy like an autograph for Ashley Johnson. Like even though I think I could still technically try to do walk-ins, but I'm like I'd rather pre-order like the autograph.
Yeah, I
even though
know. If somebody's gonna sell out, it's probably her.
yeah, and so as I said, I'm gonna try to have her write my sign my Last of Us
That's so
vinyl
neat.
cover, which has like Troy Baker. It's like a photo where like Ellie and Joel like walking away, like some artwork like that, and Troy Baker's on the
Like
right
a cool
side.
guys don't look at explosions pose.
What?
Like a cool guys don't look at explosions, like walking away pose.
Sort of, but again, they're facing away from the camera, so it's like almost like a tunnel or some woods that they're walking through.
Okay,
and it's
I
kind
like
of
it.
So as I said, like Joel's on one side. Honestly, like when you see the opening, it's kind of, you know, like how in the opening for the TV show, which I'm also excited for season 2. It was kind of funny enough. Like I showed Nicole season 1 like this in January or just whenever, and of course, right as we finished like rewatching.
Yeah, I think Juan finished Vox season 1.
Well, no,
I think he did.
I'm talking about Last of Us still.
I know, but I'm saying I got one into that.
Yeah,
I'm
and
excited
Arcane.
about it.
What's with the Arcane yet? Have you guys finished that?
Juan and I can't decide if we're watching it separately. So I think he hasn't.
Oh, so yeah, I just saw that a little bit there. So.
It's more like, are we gonna binge watch it? We haven't decided.
Nah, fair. But no, so as we literally were in the middle of like wrapping up like the last episode of the first season, they like just announced, like they showed another like trailer for Last of Us Season 2, and they announced like the month that was coming out. I was like, oh my god, the timing is so perfect. And I was like, wait,
It's gonna hurt my feelings real bad.
oh no, I'm excited. I'm definitely gonna record Nicole's reaction just to see on certain
Oh
parts.
god, Nicole doesn't know, does she?
No, she does not. She does not know.
That's so bad. That's so bad.
I know. It's I'm having my Game of Thrones moment right now. Like, you
Oh
know
god.
how people who read Game of Thrones, and when like the episode of the
Yep.
Red Wedding came out, they're like, ah.
You're like,
So I'm no. She's I know she could hear this, but I'm just. You're
yeah,
scared?
she won't remember when it's
Hold on.
too late.
Did you hear that? Did you...
Did she say she's scared?
Yes. She's like, I'm scared. Are you gonna record my reaction?
I'm so sorry, Nicole. You're in for it.
Haley says you're in for it.
It's rough, man.
So either way, yes.
You gotta be brave.
She's like, oh,
You gotta be really brave to get through season 2 of Last of Us. It's not even out, and I know that's hard.
Yeah, we'll see when it comes out, but no.
I'm
So
scared.
especially,
I'm terrified.
but how they announced that the next season is premiering like in April. I'm like, please tell me it's not going to be the same weekend as C2E2. Like, you know,
What if it is?
what if
It's
it
gonna
is?
be. Why'd you speak that into existence? It's gonna happen.
It might.
It's
like,
gonna happen.
like what was it? Like how Game of Thrones? I remember how like.
Arcane came out. Arcane season 2 came out while
During Colossal
Justin
North.
and I were at Colossal North, and Kate had to lock themselves in the laundry room to scream.
Oh, I can imagine. Or what was it like? I think what was it? C2E2 2019 was when Game of Thrones, like the last season premiered, and then it was ASIN weekend where the last episode premiered for Game of Thrones. So I'm like, oh god, this 5, 6. I don't know. It would not surprise me. It would not surprise me if Last of Us season 2 would premiere.
With our luck of things coming out during conventions, it's gonna happen.
I think so, but it's just like, oh, it's gonna be an Ashley Johnson filled weekend for me.
Oh my god, it's gonna be wow. That's gonna be a fun weekend. I'm very excited.
I'm excited. Yeah, well, because that was like one thing I kind of realized, at least for MagFest, where it was like, oh my god, this is my first con that I'm actually taking like bookings and such since my injury.
Oh my god, it's been that long.
It has,
Wow.
yeah. Because Fan Expo, I didn't do any bookings. I was just focused on the photo booth.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
I was only focused. I only did like one quick collab shoot, and then like was getting photos there. But I was like, oh yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I mean you did the booth, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
So and then I guess upcoming
Wow,
Amkey.
yeah. Wow, time's crazy.
Amkey, it's like gonna be like, okay, just short time, but then it's like, okay, C2E2. I'm like, all right, let's get ready, let's get busy. I'm hoping I could get into the crown this year, because God knows, like I think
That was so sad. So
Well,
I have a pro badge this year, so
I did
try
not
and
get.
save you a
I did
spot.
not. I did not get it this year. Well, no,
Aw.
I had the pro badge last
Well, they
year.
kicked me out the last year or two, so I don't know. I don't know how they do that.
I think
I
also
had it in 2020 and 2021, and then they were like, no. And now they're like, okay, you can have it again.
I don't know. So I didn't get it this year. I'm like, whatever. But but I think
I'll try and get you in, brother.
Well, I think the only reason why I guess I just wasn't able to get in because they
reached capacity very quickly last year.
Well, but no, previous years when I've gone there, I've always gone there like almost right before the show went, and so all the seats are filled up. And then that's when I'm like, oh, I'm here to take photos in the pit. Then I'm like, all right, sure,
Right.
whatever, go in there. for last year, I think because we just kind of came by, and I think I just went there a little too early, that they just said no.
Oh, you should have gone back later, you think?
Yeah, I think I should have gone a little later, like, because people were still lined up waiting to get inside. So
oh, got you.
I think that was what happened with me. So note to self, go a little later.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I had
just be in the line. Just
yeah,
be in the line.
For this year, I had a seat in the audience, or not this year, last year, because I had a friend who was.
Yeah.
So I got I
Civil,
got a
right?
Seat.
Civil, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah, Civil Vixen cosplay was in Crown and spot. It was very nice of them.
So, all right. So continue on the questions. You know, I kind of like how
questions.
I kind of like how I've been transitioning some of these questions. Be like, all right, about yourself. Then maybe before the shoot. Now during the shoot, and maybe some open ones. Now that we're kind of like still in the middle of photo editing, what's especially as us photographers, you know, we're just sitting in our computers, you know, for however long. Just what do you like to have as background noise, whether it is music or some whatever show or thing that you're putting on?
Juan is probably laughing right now because he knows that it's gonna be weird. So I love to like the weirdest YouTube videos I can find. Like the weirdest videos I can find. I really like they're alternate reality games. So basically people will like make up horror concepts and they will make like really long, super long videos about it. And my favorite one that I showed Juan is called Monument Mythos, which is about the landmarks of America, like the Statue of Liberty coming to life and like having like demon monsters and like people inside of it. Yeah, it's weird. It's really weird.
So it's pulling a Ghostbusters 2? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes. I guess, yeah.
I guess.
But like the statues like eat people. They like put baby powder on the heads of like the Mount Rushmore, and then aliens come. Yeah, it's great. It's great. It's really weird. Yeah, you weren't expecting that answer, were you?
No, I was just like, oh, maybe you listen to the fandom that, you know, you're editing the cosplay photos for, or maybe just like, oh, maybe
horror. I really do.
I'm just like, I'm just putting on One Piece because there's a lot of episodes and it's just a lot of background noise, and here you are.
I like podcasts. I do listen to podcasts, but I admit I look for the weird YouTube videos.
YouTube videos of like the Statue of Liberty eating people, or what's next, like the Easter Island heads, like that are be like dum dum. You become
I think the Statue of Liberty turns into like a full like big giant lady with a sword, and she like kills. Yeah, it's great. It's awesome. Yeah, awesome.
Where's my Nani hat? Where is my Nani hat right now?
And then Richard Nixon is not the president.
Of the toilet. Hanky, out of the toilet.
Hank. He's like, Hank, come save me.
Hanky, get me out of this conversation. Hold on.
Hank, help! I've asked the wrong question. I can't handle it.
That ain't your bowl.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. It's really weird.
It's like I just get a direct line.
One is in the chat, and he's right. They're either really long videos about dolls, or they're videos about the Statue of Liberty killing people. I don't have an in between.
Okay, well, the next question I was going to ask: what snack do you like to eat during photo editing? But now I'm scared. I'm scared.
How do I follow that up?
Yeah, how do I follow that up?
You're like, interview over, done.
Okay, don't tell me is it just like little.
Don't tell me anything.
Yeah, is it just like, you know, the souls of little ants or something?
I mean,
like
I enjoyed Nosferatu, so I'm that kind of person.
Actually, no, I did enjoy that movie as well.
I'm that kind of person. I know a lot of people were like, it was too long. I was scared. I'm like, and.
Oh, like Nosferatu?
Yeah, a lot of people didn't even like Nosferatu. I'm like, that's my brand.
No, I enjoyed it as well. Like, it gave me the horror I was expecting. The costumes, the cinematography. I was like, I even watched like one of those special features stuff. I was like, it was good.
It
The only
was
thing,
so good.
the only thing which I will say where I did watch the original Nosferatu for Halloween. I was like, okay, I kind of watch it, but there was a little bit part of me where I kind of either lost or got distracted, and then someone was like, oh wait, what's going on? And I kind of forgot a little bit. But I kind of forgot like how
they're very similar.
I kind of forgot that there was possession in there, and that's one of the things that Nicole is not a fan of, is any sort of like ghost.
Oh yeah, that's a bad movie for her.
But so it was like, as the possessions were going on, I'm like, oh, is she gonna be alright? But she was like, oh, she's an adult. I mean, it's startled me at first, but she's an adult. It's fine. It's kids' possessions that, I'm scared of.
Yeah, that's worse. That is worse. I agree.
To which, again, it's kind of funny enough how, like, on Hot Ones, like, I was like, all right, what's the one thing I showed you that, you were scared or that you hated? And she was like, it's like, even though I enjoyed the movie, Silent Hill, the movie, was the one
understandable. I can understand that.
And so it's like, I was like, wow, like, you're fine with all 10 Saw films, but Silent Hill was the one that broke you?
That's a good point. You know what? That's a good point.
And again, it's like, I was like, well, one, I do enjoy the Silent Hill movie. I feel like it's more of a good capture the atmosphere of like the series. No,
I don't love it, but I don't hate it.
No, I enjoy it. I don't know.
I think it did all right.
I'm curious about this like Silent Hill 2 movie that they're working on right now.
They are.
I
didn't know that. I didn't know they're working on it.
I think it was like was it Konami? Because it's Konami that does Silent Hill, right?
Yeah.
I think they had like a.
Where's Mav? You could tell us.
I was gonna say, yeah. I think they had like a special stream that was like sort of like celebrating, like, okay, not only like they were making the announcement of Silent Hill 2, but then like some of those other spin-offs or whatever that they were kind of doing.
It frightens me because I feel like that can either go really, really well or really bad, and there isn't a lot of in between there.
I feel like they brought I could be wrong. I think they brought back the director of the first movie, because I know the second one, I remember seeing the second one, I'm like, that's bad. But
I think it was the second one that was really, really bad. But I've not seen these in a while.
Yeah, the second one was really bad with Jon Snow, where they were just
that was him, wasn't it?
Yeah, how they were throwing him in a lot of movies that were just not Game of Thrones, like that Pompeii movie that he was in. That
was unfortunately him. Right.
So I'm trying to remember if they did do that, but I don't know. So I'm hopeful. I want to say, like, as long as they capture the atmosphere, but I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Fingers crossed, but scared.
All right, well, to still go back to my original question.
Oh yeah.
What's next? Do you like to eat while Eternals? Wait, what about Eternals? Is that
did not see Eternals?
I did. It was meh. It was meh.
Did not see.
I think that was like where the start of like Marvel fatigue kind of got to me.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, all right, you really are reaching the bottom.
But yeah, snacks. I like goldfish.
Goldfish?
I'm a goldfish fan. Also, fruit snacks. Good old fruit snacks. Classic. Hard to go wrong with a fruit snack.
Oh, Jon Snow was in Eternals. I forgot about that.
Oh, I didn't know that at all.
And I don't know, they're trying to do like this whatever, like Black Knight. I don't know what, you know, the usual like Marvel, like we're gonna hint maybe this new series that we're having, but then it's like we haven't really dive into it or something like that.
You know, yeah, they fumbled that real bad.
They do it too much. Like, oh yeah, like was it in the Edward Norton Hulk, where it's like, oh, what's going on with this guy with this? Are they gonna bring him back? It's like, no, it's been years. They've never really mentioned him.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Ugh.
Along with the random line from Blade. I'm trying to think what Anthony's quoting, because I've also have not seen. I have seen the first Blade, but it's also been a long time.
Gosh, I can't. I've seen Blade, but I can't remember like anything from it.
Again, as everyone probably knows,
I read the comics a little bit when I was younger, but again, it's been a minute. I really only cared about the comics that were about the girls.
Oh, Blade speaks to Black Knight at the end. Wait, what? Was that Blade? Or well, no. I'm trying to remember, but I'm also like, I also don't care. You know, it's that bit where it's like,
Blade is underrated. It's a good character.
Well, well, yeah, no, I don't deny Blade as a character, but I was like, wait, Blade was in Eternals? That's the phone.
Well, I didn't see Eternals.
Okay, no, because I do remember Kid Harington was like talking with someone, and then the Blade was
like,
I don't know anymore. We still need to figure out Hulk's son or whatever, according to She-Hulk. I don't know what the
Hulk has a son. Whatever.
Okay, yeah. Oh, he's on.
I'm still out of the loop.
No, exactly. It's like I do want to see like the new. I want to see the new, like, you know, Captain America, Brave New World, or what the heck it's called.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
It's coming out next month.
I'm very out of the loop. I don't dislike Marvel. I've just not been caught up.
No, exactly, and especially with all the shows.
And there's just a lot to catch up on. Like a lot.
No, it's like, and there was a time I was keeping up with it, but I'm like,
catch up on.
What was it like? Agatha All Along. I was watching that, but I've not even finished it.
I would really like that one, actually.
I have not even finished it. I've been like sitting on these last couple episodes, like I have been with the last 5 episodes of Naruto Shippuden for like these past 10 goddamn years.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. I'm doing that with Sailor Moon right now, actually. The last final Sailor Moon movie came out, and it's my favorite arc, actually. And I refuse to watch it because then Sailor Moon is over.
Oh.
And I can't handle that.
Marshall Ali speaks, yeah, which that's what I thought. So it's probably better they didn't show him, as he might not be Blade going. What did
Interesting.
Well, no, I do remember that Marshall Ali was in contention with Blade, but is there something going on with him, or I don't know.
He not getting hired back, I guess,
or just whatever's going on with the Marvel plan, because they always keep changing it up. The plan. Now we got Robert Downey Jr. coming back, but as Doom. I'm like, what? Why Robert? Oh, the film's in development.
Because Robert Downey Jr. like money.
Yeah, you like money.
Back. And they know that people will come back to see him.
Something like that, or whatever. Yeah, because the whole Kang stuff definitely fell through for that.
Ooh, Kang, right?
Yeah.
Happened.
Downey Doom
that
makes
happened.
Sense. Yeah, that happened, which made season 2 of Loki a little awkward.
A little weird.
A little awkward. No, fair. No, as I said, yeah, no. It's that crazy bit where it's like, I just don't know what. I know for me, it's like, I usually like try to have like popcorn. I always feel like that's like a little light snack. That's good as long as it's not too salty.
I try not to eat and edit that much because I feel like it's hard to just get anything done when you actually do that. I just try and take a minute then.
No, fair. No, that's fair. It's like, and again, if I do edit a snack, I always try to keep all like my liquids and foods on the left side of my table, because
I'm left-handed, so I do the opposite.
Well, no, it's more that my tower is on the ground and it's on my right, and it's on the right side. So if I were to spill something, I would rather have it be on my I would rather have it be on my left side over here than that. And especially now that I have a orange boy who climbs on my desk. He has knocked over a cup or two. So I'm like, yep, I'm glad
Yeah, every once in a while Tapioca will hit something with his tail, but he, for the most part, he's a good little guy.
He is.
But also he cannot sit on my computer because it is a weird shape and it sits kind of sideways, so he doesn't fit. So I'm spared of that.
You're spared of that.
That one thing.
Just that one thing. Just one.
Just one.
Oh no. Goodness gracious.
These photos are looking good, but for the sake of not crashing the stream, I'm not doing what I use.
Actually, I guess I
Fix
kind
these little stray hairs in Photoshop.
actually that
because
kind
I don't like it. I don't like it in Lightroom.
so I guess that
Drives
kind of
me
like
crazy.
translates a little bit where okay, the photo shoot's done for you. What is your process both of like unloading the photos, culling the photos, and then editing said photos? Because I know like
Okay.
there are definitely different ways for us photographers
Oh,
where
totally.
we definitely try to like, all right, do you just edit the photos as is, or do you try to cull them down? Do you have anything that does with that? So what's your process like?
Well, it depends. If I'm doing a code shoot or a free shoot, I kind of do whatever. As you can see, I have not culled these in advance. I haven't done anything to these. I'm just kind of going through them because I haven't had any time to do anything with them. So free, I kind of do whatever, but for the most part, I would say I'm like 85% Lightroom. I do all of my like color grading, all of my basic like light and color fixing in Lightroom. And then when I see stray hairs and things that I do not like, I will go into Photoshop and I will touch it up there. I will do a little bit of skin retouching in Photoshop. I usually do it there, but Lightroom has gotten in recent years, and every once in a while, I'll just leave it. If it's free stuff, I'll probably leave it. But I like to take things into Photoshop.
Yeah.
Usually.
I think for collab shoots, like, well, for page shoots, that's where I definitely do more of the Photoshop work, where it's like, all right, I'll do the frequency separation.
It always goes in Photoshop.
Yeah, that's maybe more detailed color editing, more like, you know, all right, I'm gonna color edit this to not have as much like, you know, magenta or blues on the whites or something like that of the cloth. But most of the time, especially for like my like collab shoots, I'm just like, all right, and especially because I also edit on mobile on my iPad. So honestly, like it was kind of funny enough. I was starting to use my loop deck, but now I'm like, I'm just jumping right into just using my mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, I just over the holidays got a PC laptop. A nice little, it's an LG Gram. It flips over, so it turns into like a little tablet.
Nice.
Really, really liking it. I just kind of got sick of playing the Apple PC game. I'm just like, I'm gonna just stick to one thing. But I'm really liking editing on the go. Not that I haven't done that much on the go yet. Haven't much time or much to do aside from like business clients on there. But it's really nice to be able to just like edit on the go. But yeah, there isn't really a practical to do Photoshop like that.
Yeah, like at least for me, because again, as you know, I've been kind of like trying to rework my Lightroom catalog. So where
my truly my nightmare. Like it took me like 2 years to fix the sync in Lightroom for me. It was broken for at least 2 years. I had to call Adobe and it took like 3 or 4 hours, if not longer. It was a whole thing. It sucked.
Sora Photo Streams, thank you so much for the follow there.
Yay.
Thank you so much. And as a thank you, what we'd like to do here on the stream is another brick in the wall. We always like to add photos to the faux wall in the background there, to which your photo is this group shoot photo.
Ooh,
which is, oh god, this is becoming 5 years old now. This has become 5 years old of
wow.
Bat Family with Troy, Celeste, Michael, Marky, and Bree. So
a classic, though.
The times, how much they've changed since then, and how, yeah, honestly, oh goodness, how much we've all changed since then.
Oh yeah, it's been a long 5 years.
But yeah, welcome in, Sarah Photo Streams. What brings you in? Just do some casual Excuse me. Whew. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with me today, but there's something in the air where it's not only me, but other people. I swear my nose has just been clogged.
Everybody be sick lately.
Well, not sick. I don't know if it's like an allergies thing or something like that, where it's just
Cold?
suddenly like
Cold season.
what?
Cold season.
Well, no. Well, as I said, it's not a cold. It's just more that it almost feels like allergy season, but it's just more like
There could be like a higher pollen count.
well, I don't know. Yeah, because like my coworker, he's been like sniffling a little bit lately. But then, like, I was early on my call with my folks. I was mentioning about this, like, oh yeah, I've been having this, and I just noticed like it's always just it lasts for a day. So like today, like suddenly I'm getting this like congestion feeling. Then like it was like last
It
Wednesday.
sounds like a pollen thing.
I don't know. We've also just been having a lot of changing weather, so I just don't know if that's a factor there as well.
I know that it's bad for you when the weather changes. So maybe it's just that.
It could be that, but I'm just like, oh my god! It's like I remember, like I don't remember suffering this much with allergies during winter. So I'm just
Yeah,
like,
no, I am like newly allergic to trees.
to trees. Oh dang!
Yeah, every time I shoot outside, and I'm like in woods. I die. I die now.
I'm still remembering what was it, the Cos meetup at Labatt Woods 2023, and how
my nose gets really runny.
My allergies were really bad, and I even gave like people a heads up, be like, "Hey, so just FYI, I'm good, but allergy season is killing me right now."
I had to say the same thing. I was like, "I'm so sorry."
Yeah,
like I am not sick. I am just a little congested right now.
So yeah, what brings you in? Are you a fellow photographer yourself? Actually, as a reminder for everyone here, we do have a few little things. So as a reminder, we have our special guest Haley, which for the question of the day is, what is your favorite photo from Haley or any fun memories from Haley? And then as a reminder, if we do keep this going on, I always like getting suggestion of any future guests, whether this thing might be a bi-weekly or a monthly thing. So hopefully, does that Google form work? I don't know if that did work, but either way, oh no, it does work. So just the multi-streams work acting load up. So this as a reminder of that. I meant to do that right after the break, but then I kind of just got right into all this kind of stuff. Like
I've got a couple nominations.
You got a couple nominations? Well, fill out the form.
I'll
or just
throw 'em in. I will.
Or just message me.
That too.
Yeah, it's like I do have a few ideas of some potential guests that I think that would be kind of cool to include. But as I said, today was like a good like little test, testing the waters a little bit. And I'm thinking, I'm loving how everything's going today.
It's fun to be able to talk photo.
Yeah, because especially like how it's like. Especially because I do all these like photo ed streams, I'm like, I always just feel like I'm talking about the same thing, and there's only just so much. It's
nice to have two people who know.
And again, yeah.
Thing.
Well, especially because it's like I remember like the reason why I was like, oh, let me start doing streaming and my photo editing, because it's like, all right, I'm just sitting in front of a computer for hours. Might as well make it a little entertaining, just to have people come by a little bit there.
Make it a little fun.
Hello, Betonal.
Hello.
How you doing? Welcome in. How you doing?
Hello.
I have a question. Sure, ask questions. We are open for questions.
Got an answer.
Whether just for Haley or just for photo questions that we can answer, because that is what tonight's is all to be. As they write out their questions. What's your opinion on the Helios 442?
That sounds like something I've never heard of.
Let me see. I guess, okay, I'm gonna pull this up on my screen. It's a lens. It's a
Ooh, I don't think I've ever heard of that in particular.
The Helios 48mm 42 Russian lens for micro f/3 Panasonic. But the thing that I'm noticing right off the bat is the Helios 442-scam.
Interesting.
So it's like the Helios 442 is one of the most popular lenses among low-budget video shooters. It has even been used for the 2022 Batman film.
Oh, is this a more? This is a film.
I guess so. I don't know. Honestly, this is the first I've ever heard of this. I'm
I'm
guessing
a Nikon user.
B-tonal
So,
or
Unless there's an F mount for it, I don't think this would work.
what do
for
you
me.
know? What are your thoughts? Because clearly we just joined in on this and we just learned about this lens.
Yeah, it looks like an older Russian. It looks interesting. I've never tried it.
Yeah, a little film grainy, and I'm seeing. I don't know that. Yeah, that's a question. I was like, huh.
My older film cameras are I think they're also Nikon actually.
I'll admit, like, it's always that bit. It was like whenever. Even I had someone asking me like, oh, what camera should I get? Like, or even someone was like saying, oh, this person recommended that you have experience with this camera and that. I'm like, huh?
I am a personal believer that it doesn't matter that much.
Agreed.
I think people can get a little tech snobby about lenses, and I think as long as it works,
No, yeah.
if it's functional, you can probably take good photos with it.
No, exactly. You know me, I always throw a lot of like cooking analogies with photography.
Anthony's calling me out. I said I was Nikon.
Don't lie, Nikon sister.
I am. I have never changed. I have never swayed. But I really don't think that it matters. I think I've stuck with it because I own everything that's Nikon. But if someone was starting, I don't think it would matter.
No, yeah. Well, because as
like
I
if someone
said,
was like, "What should I buy?" I don't think I would care.
well, as I said, it's funny. Like someone was like messaging me earlier, and like I guess they were asking like camera recommendations. And I guess someone recommended me. I'm like, do you know any personal experience with these? I'm like, no, not really. I you know. It's just more of like, okay, I'm just used to my setup, and even then, it's like there's still so much where it's like there's just so much stats and
back
things.
in college, I used to have more access to like different gear to like play with and mess around with, but it's basically just been my own stuff. I don't really get to play with anything anymore.
Okay, I like the swirl bokeh. The downside is manual focused. Oh my god, like that they did back in like 20-30 years ago when there was
I personally loved manual focus when I was shooting film. That did not bother.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, especially if I guess if you're
so
shooting
I don't
film.
think that should sway if that's the only downside. But in older lenses they can get loose, so you got to be careful.
Not fair. That's one thing where it's like I've been tempted to be like, do I try to get into film photography? Like I've had a little bit basic.
It's a lot easier to get into nowadays.
Yeah.
Than it used to be. There are like a lot more labs that you can send them out to than there used to be. Like the little resurgence that has happened in film recently is it's really great to see, because when I first got into it, it was very much a dying art at the time. Like a lot of film was being discontinued, a lot of product was like a lot of developer just stopped making all of it.
No, yeah.
So a lot of it has come back, but not everything. So it's really cool to see everyone trying to get back into it, and it's really nice that you don't have to develop it by yourself. You can like send it out and have that done. It's a very relaxing, difficult process, and you definitely need, in my opinion, I think you when I eat a lot of film and
Haley, you're cutting out a little bit, so it was like a little back and forth. So, so either try to just retell what you were saying, just a little bit slower, maybe.
Better.
Was that?
Okay. Is it better? Hold on. Also, maybe these have charged a little bit.
Hopefully. I know we've just been having a little tech stuff. Well, so like it was kind of funny enough where I didn't actually get any formal like class training on photography until like I went into intro to photo in college, even though I was already like 2+ years into photography. And even then, like the intro to photo used to have, like film photography included, but it was of course like when I
cut all of those programs. Yeah.
Yeah, they cut that suddenly, of course, my year, like, which was funny enough. Like the fall semester, they had the film, but then I joined the spring semester, and that's when they got rid of it. I'm like,
That
what are you
sucks.
advocating me? But I still got to practice a little bit with film, with intermediate photo, with medium formats. So it was kind of interesting. So like having to go, and again, it's like literally like a slate. You know, it's like those classic, you know, those like slates of like film that you gotta like put into the
Oh, yeah, they're
camera,
fun.
take it out, then take the photo and put the slate in, and then you go into a dark room, and then you're like kind of like being like a dark and blind, trying to be like, all right, here's the end of here.
You
And
never get to see it.
no, exactly.
You have to do quite a bit of that in the dark. Oh, but they're saying, oh, okay, you're a beginner, you just have the kit.
Yeah.
So, with an adapter, so do you want it for film or for like a modern?
Yeah, because that's a question which was the same thing. I was like, I'm asking. It was kind of fun enough when I was asking this person, all right, you want to buy this camera kit? What do you want to do? And they're giving the basic answer of like, I want to take film and videos. I'm like, that is so.
Yeah, but what kind?
Yeah, I know. Like that is such a very basic. That is the bare bone basic answer you could give me. I'm like, what do you want to photograph? Are you trying to just make this as a hobby? Are you trying to be professional? Like I'm trying to like,
super depends.
Hi, is this your usual content editing on stream? Hello, Algo Menos. Algo. I'm just gonna call you Algo.
Welcome.
No, actually, this is a special stream today because usually I do some photo editing just on my own, but this is the first stream where I get to photo edit with another photographer, and hopefully I'm making this as a nice monthly, bi-weekly. I don't know. I'm still figuring this out. Something. I'm making this into something, but it is kind of exciting to do. But otherwise, usually Thursdays I am doing photo editing. But yeah, welcome in. Are you a photographer yourself? Cinematics, short film. Okay, cool. So.
Ooh, but on film or on digital? Because you.
Well, no, making short films. So I think. So are you like? So I have actually dealt with.
I mean, like, how old is the camera that we're putting in?
Well, that's the question. Where if they're using it for short film, I'm wondering, is this like actual like rolling films, like on a Bolex camera? Because I have had a little experience with that with like my intro to film, where I had to like spun up like the wheel in there.
Yeah.
And then like in my like in like my photo class, my film class, I was actually paranoid because my film was being collected to the bottom of the camera. I'm like, oh no, I lost a reel.
It scared me too.
No, it scared me. I'm like, I'm gonna fail this. It's for my final project. I'm gonna mess this up. And thankfully,
no, not the final.
I know, and I'm like making this whole Saw like homage, like film, if you will, because I was, again, as everyone knows me, I'm a big fan of Saw.
A big Saw fan.
I'm a big Saw fan, and I fell in love with someone.
A new photographer. Welcome.
A very amateur photographer. I was on the search bar for something like this, people editing and doing stuff like that.
Fish are friends, not food.
Algo, thank you so much for the follow. You are not only fantastic, you are fantastic. And as always, to celebrate to anyone who decides to join and follow or anything like that, we like to add photos to Z.
All in all, it's just another brick in the wall.
To my photo wall that's behind me. So your photo, as I'm writing down on here, is this photo of Ali Sky cosplay, who I shot their Khal Drogo back in 2019. I think this was Wizard World 2019, give or take. So I think it was just like right as like Game of Thrones was ending, but there were still like, you know, Game of Thrones cosplays still out and about. I think so. I think this is, yeah, that sounds right. No, thank you so much for the follow. So yeah, no. So as I said, that I just had that paranoia there. Oh, we got dinner.
No, that's very scary. Film is a very scary process, but it can be. It's fun.
Oh, I thought you were gonna print your profile picture. No. As I said, so my photo wall that I had used to be in my bedroom, but with my partner moving in, I had to like make some changes, rearrange it. This room here used to be my photo studio, but then we were like, all right, we got an extra bed, so it's gonna be a guest room. But I'm like, all right, let me rebuild this photo wall. And actually, I'm like hoping like either one thought idea that I have is either not only will I try to expand the photo wall to the end here, but either like I got this little gap space here to maybe either kind of like still be able to film.
We got room.
I got room, but either like because I think I was
room
recording
to
stuff.
put stuff.
I was recording stuff in front of the photo wall, kind of like, was it Ray William Johnson or what's his name, that YouTuber that was
Oh
reacting?
man, throwback.
It is a throwback. How he had like the Watchmen comics wall. Or
Oh
whatever.
yeah, I think it was him.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm kind of going with that aspect, but just more of like with my photos.
Whatever happened to that guy?
Yeah. No say.
Haven't thought of that
I'm
guy in,
between
like, 10
the
years.
7.5 to 2.8 and 44. Goodness.
Ooh, okay.
There's
Let
a
me see.
lot
I'm
of-
between a 2.8 and a 44. Ooh, well, those are kind of different. I really like f2, but a 2.8 gives you a little more to do more things. Because 2 is quite close up.
It's delicious. Thank you, honey.
Ooh, what you got for dinner?
Nicole made, was it a turkey meatloaf?
Mini air
Ooh.
fryer meatloaf.
Mini air fryer meatloaf
Yes, chef. Thank you,
with
chef.
turkey or turkey. So
There's some zucchini in there,
there's zucchini in
Yes,
there.
chef.
onion, garlic.
Haley says, yes, chef.
Thank you, chef.
So black.
Thank you, chef.
Dinner was not by 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It was even later on. It was the railway line.
Yeah. Which I knew it would be.
I'm like, baby.
I knew it was going to be. She was like, I'm going to make a dinner before 8 o'clock. And I already knew it was like, yeah, sure. Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine. At least you eat food.
I eat food. I am thankful. I am thankful for the meal, but I don't know. It's just it's kind of a running joke here where it's like, all right, here in my like house. Hello, Wadney. What's going on? What's up, guys? We're just chilling, editing photos, and I just got dinner.
Wadney.
I like the fisheye of the 7.5, but I also like the bokeh. So I guess question
I'm
for you,
personally
Bets.
a bokeh fan.
Yeah,
I
was
really
gonna
like
say.
that. But I feel like fisheye personally has more oddly specific uses.
Yeah,
If you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I feel like it's more range in a not fisheye, because otherwise you're stuck using
Yeah.
fisheye forever.
Yeah, so I just say start with the most versatile or
You can get like a lens filter a fish.
true.
So I would recommend the 2 if you're between those in particular.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just my opinion.
That's just your opinion, yeah. As I said, well, as I
That's
was
just
gonna,
a
as I was gonna
opinion.
say earlier, where sometimes, we do have the gear, we do what we can, but ultimately, it's no different from cooking, where it's like, all right, you could either use a non-stick or a cast iron skillet. You could use a spatula versus a
There's a lot of ways to make the same thing.
Exactly. You could oven cook it. You could microwave it. Like, you can still make the same meal. You're just going to get different results depending on how you make it. And how you make it is just...
The process is different, but you can still get the end goal
Yeah,
to be the
exactly.
same.
You're still delivering the photo or video product. It's just however you want to serve yourself. I am also an INTJ. I wonder how that correlates to photoing style preferences.
INTJ gang.
Honestly, huh.
I joined the INTJ gang this
Wait,
year. My
you
thing
are?
changed. My thing changed.
You
I
think-
used to be INTP, and it changed.
Really?
Yes.
You're judgmental now? Or
It
isn't it?
changed. Yeah,
Oh, well, high five. Welcome to the
I-
INTJ again.
gang.
You, Leah, Lux, I forget who
Gang.
else. I don't know.
No, I used to be INTP, but I took it this year because I that's my yearly thing. I take it once a year.
A
But it
yearly
changed this
thing.
time.
Interesting.
I do. That's my New Year's thing. I take it. This is the first time it's ever changed.
Interesting. I mean,
I've been that since high school. I'm a new person now.
honestly, no, that does make sense because I feel like my personality has changed a little bit compared to like, you know, what I was 5 years ago. I feel like I was a little bit more extroverted, but over time, I feel like
I think that
I've recluse.
over a long period of time, 1 or 2 letters can change. I don't think that's
Exactly.
that weird.
I'm still.
Fish are friends,
Oh my
not
goodness.
food.
See, I'm not the only one.
Beth, thank you so much
It's
for
like,
the follow
see,
as well.
other people have changed.
Let me grab your photo. Your photo is this
Personality change.
Miles
Army.
Morales cosplay from someone. Not gonna say who, but let's just say the scenario for this story. Which Haley, I think you might have an idea who this might be when I tell this story.
Oh, I think I do know.
So basically this cosplayer came up to me like first of all they wanted to try to book me to do photo shoots
I do recall this.
early in the pandemic. I'm like, I don't feel comfortable working with new clients at this moment, but they were very
This was peak pandemic.
yeah, it was very
I
early.
think I remember
and
this.
it was like those like early days where it's like you could technically go out, do photo shoots, or I don't know, there's some guidelines for doing it. I was like,
remember that,
maybe.
yeah.
And then they were up on it, and then finally go to like my first convention. They, you know, booked me. I'm like, all right, sure, whatever, I'll do this. And then when like I came up to them, they handed me, mind you, they handed me
This
their
was odd.
they handed me their camera to take the photos, their photos during the shoot.
This is the first and only time I've ever heard of this.
This is the first you've heard this?
No, like of anyone ever doing this.
No, exactly. And I'm just like, well, wait, why? What, you're giving me your camera to do this
Like,
photo
I'm
shoot?
sorry, what?
No, exactly. And it was just that bit
That was
where I'm
weird.
like,
That was weird.
to continue with the cooking analogies, it's like
Like, I'm sorry,
giving-
what?
it's like trying to give a giant steak and butcher knife to a baking chef, if you will. So it's like
Yeah,
the
it's
tools
like, that's okay.
are.
I'll take it home. I'll cook it at home. Like-
Horseman Sam, how you doing? Well, Horseman Sam, holy cow! Hold on, let me give you something here. Oh wait, Horseman Sam. Unfortunately, one, I do not have hell divers. Thank you so much. I see what you're trying to do. Horseman Sam's trying to stream together, but I want to give
Okay.
Horseman Sam a certain shout out because it is his birthday today.
Ooh, happy birthday, Sam!
So let's
Happy
give
birthday!
Horseman Sam a birthday.
Ah.
So unfortunately, thank you so much for the invite. Oh wait, do I have shout outs on here? No. Or no, do I not? Oh, I don't. Well, that's something I need to fix up. Well, I mean, the shout outs still work. The shout outs still work. It's just I don't have the preview popping up, so I need to get that fixed up or something like that. Wait, what?
Sam!
Holy Toledo, holy cow, we are being raided by Horseman Sam. Holy cow. Thank you so much, birthday boy, for the
What an honor.
raid.
What an
Well,
honor from the
what an-
birthday boy.
I know, holy cow. You sent your birthday party from playing some. Wait, were you playing some Helldivers?
He gave us
Yeah,
a
you're playing some
birthday party.
Helldivers too, and sending the party over here. So thank you so much, birthday boy.
Now it's our birthday.
It's bedtime. It's our birthday. I don't know how things work. I don't know. Believe me, this is the first time I've been testing Stream Together. It's been working. It's been working well, but with some little things here and there. But no, thank you, Horseman Sam, for that raid of 4. To those joining in on today's stream.
Well,
Hello, my name is Eric Jules
Hello.
Photo. I'm a variety streamer from video games, chatting, photo editing, and more. And today we're doing a little special stream of doing some photo editing with friends, photographer friends, a snap and chat, if you will. And so no, thank you so much, Horseman Sam, for the raid. If you got doing your post-stream tasks, please do that. Go to the restroom. Go have your birthday
Go do
cake.
your thing.
Go get your cake. And then, yeah, your photo right here is this photo from Daishokan, RIP, of Ahsoka Tano. So
R.I.P. forever in our hearts.
oh my goodness, we're getting a lot of photos for the wall tonight. And
The wall is looking good.
It's building. Who knows? We might get to we might get to this light switch by the end of the stream.
Oh,
None. 1, 2, 3.
you never know.
4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, that 7. That's the most I've had in a while.
That's good.
That's good.
Nice. The wall builds.
So sometimes it's like I collect these photos on my desk, and either like I sometimes try to
They're just ready.
I try to post them like right after the stream because I'm like, all right, I gotta let the ink dry. I gotta let the ink dry a little bit before I put it on the wall. Otherwise,
Well, you're efficient if the ink has not even dried.
no, exactly. But it's that bit where it's like sometimes, like literally, like I think I had a couple of these things sitting here, and they were just like building up. I'm like, I should probably try to. Oh, you made a salad too,
Yeah.
honey?
Salad.
Goodness, thank you, sweetie.
Hanzo.
Oh,
Hey, bud.
hi, Hanzo. Thank you so much for the lurk. We appreciate the lurks. Goodness gracious me.
Salad.
But no, it's just that bit where, as I said, just kind of like doing all this stuff. So no, as I've said, I'm kind of glad. I'm excited for rebuilding the photo wall. As I said, I'm currently just working on. It's kind of like
The army grows.
The army grows. It's kind of like stopped up to here right now, because it was like, all right, let me stop like raising it up higher, and then
It's like-
I'll start like
Yeah, you've got like half a wall there. That's
I'll
pretty
start
good.
building it up this way, to which I know
That's a solid half.
that's a solid half. Especially given like I think I started streaming in this new room in like what, October, September.
That's pretty good progress. That's not that long.
I mean, I'm just like, I just rather try to get this wall built up as soon as possible. So like any random like things like, oh, you said bits? All right, let's get some bits here. Oh, let's do this. Oh, even though this follower's off stream, whatever. I'm going to give it to you anyways. Whatever. So just trying
This
to
is
build.
the most behaved my cat has ever been. Now that I've
Really?
said that, I'll stop. But he has not disturbed my activities once. Usually he is hitting me, so this is a nice little improvement. He's like, "Oh, you're streaming. I understand."
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's like the late night meetings or something like that. So one thing I kind of realized, like what I've kind of been doing to myself is, and again, like with any new year, I always try to like find a little new thing to try to do, whether it's a new challenge, a new little thing to try to learn and do. Is there any sort of things for 2025 that you're trying to do? Because I know, like, what was it? 2020 for me was like, all right, I'm going to reevaluate all my photo editing. I'm going to rework that. 2021 was, I forgot what 2021 was. But either way, it's like this year I'm going to get more into
I know what you
lights.
mean.
This year
Yeah.
I'm going to try to, I'm going to get a new camera. I'm doing this. So just like whatever things, whether stuff that you're trying to push yourself as a photographer, and of course, like for me this year, I'm like working internally. We're like, I need to rework my website. I need to rework my.
I'm kind of on the same page, to be honest.
I need to rework my like templates. I need to rework my prices or just infrastructure, if you will.
I'm tragically on this in the same boat. I am right now. I'm working on rebuilding my website. Right now, my website is kind of a mix of a client gallery and a portfolio. It needs to be not both. So I'm kind of splitting them.
So for the client gallery, do you just have like? So this is one thing I've kind of
I've
noticed.
been using Google Drive for a while.
Okay.
I used to use my own website, and that was dumb because it has a pretty hard limit at like 250 or something. I use Squarespace, so that's just not the way that website is built. So So I've needed to switch for a while and just like, didn't do it. So I'm working on a Pixie Set gallery site.
Yeah, I think I tried Pixie Set back in was it 2020? It was like late 2021 and 2022. I think that was like my transition. That was like my 2022 goal, was trying out some new programs or things to help with project management, because I was using Dropbox to send out photos.
Yeah, now that I'm doing a lot more businessy client kind of stuff, it's a little bit easier for them to have like a full client gallery than just a Google Drive link. For some reason, like businesses always lose the Google Drive links.
Oh yeah.
Businesses lose the Google client gallery is just easier, and it makes more sense. When I built my website, it was back in like 2019, 2020, and I obviously a lot less work, so it made more sense at the time, but it's time to fix it.
Nah. As I said, I'm kind of in that same boat as well, where I think it was like 2020 where I redesigned my website, because again, there's not much going on. But then I'm like, all right, years later, I'm like rebranding. It's like, all right, I need to change things up. And of course, like Squarespace has like a version. I was like on version 2 of this template, and I wanted to upgrade to like version 3, because like I know there's like
takes forever.
But it's like, all right, if you want to upgrade to this, you got to like commit to this new plan. I don't know, just technicalities where it's like you want to transition and you want to do this.
They make it quite hard. Totally understand.
So it's like I did make that jump back in June, especially since I was like sitting around doing nothing. Or back in June.
Yeah, I mean, I'm working on it right now because it's winter. And it's
goodness.
Woo! Yay! Welcome, squad.
Holy cow, holy Toledo, we are raided again. Thank you so much, Zelda, for the raid. Holy cow, holy Toledo.
Welcome.
Welcome and hello, everyone from Zelda Stream. My name's Eric Joel's Photo, a variety streamer of video games and photo editing, and you just happened to come across this special stream of Snappin' Chats. Where instead of me just editing photos alone, guess what? I have company and a guest. So Haley, actually, let me do a little plug again as well of Haley's Instagram right here. So please go follow there. Let me give Zelda a shout. Let me give Zelda a shout there. What were you doing?
Everyone gets a shout out. You get a shout out. You get a shout out.
Oh goodness, the shout out window is so big. I just realized that.
You get a shout out, and
you get a shout out. Everyone gets a shout out.
Everyone gets a shout out.
Yeah, I saw your post and I was like, oh my god, this is a fun idea. I love Oprah shout outs. Let's go. No, it's
and
been
you missed my entire speech about all the JRPGs I want to go.
I was gonna say, yeah, Zelda does a lot of JRPGs, so I think they've been kind of going into a lot of horror stuff, because I think the last raid I had to them was Silent Hill.
You missed me scaring Eric with the weird horror videos that I watched.
Oh,
so that's good.
Oh
yeah, see, he already blocked it from his memory.
I completely forgot, but then now because I repressed it, now I'm like, oh yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
I'm traumatized from that. No, just kind of like that a little bit. So yeah,
Monument Mythos, watch it.
So Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, is that the remake one or is that the original Resident Evil 3? To which I've never played either. I played the Resident Evil 2 remake, but I only did the Leon campaign. I need to do that. I need to get on that.
That's a good one. That's a good Resident Evil.
But so Zelda, your photo for the raid was this fashion portrait shoot with Moan back in 2021. You could tell by the face mask and all. So another contribution to the wall. That's I think that's 8 photos.
The wall grows.
The wall has hit puberty today with all these.
The wall had a growth spurt.
Wall has a growth spurt. Yeah, no, it just grew into size and all that stuff. But
became a man today.
Thank you so much for your raid, for bringing all your friends, your followers, your community over to here. Thank you so much. If you need to do any sort of like post-stream tasks and such, please do. But no, thank you again so much for the raid. Yeah, we're just continuing editing. Haley's working on some cos meetup photos from September, and I'm working on
whenever we went to Michigan.
Whenever Michigan was, and then I'm working on
I should remember that. It was Juan's birthday. It was September.
Yeah, you're right. We did give him that birthday. Like
it was his birthday.
It was his birthday. It was Juan's birthday.
It was.
You had like a week, yeah, because you were up in.
Yeah, we stayed for the weekend in Michigan. It was really.
Nah, say Nicole and I definitely need to do like a extended weekend.
Do it. It's worth it.
No, we do, but and especially given that we're traveling to Ireland and Switzerland in
That's
September.
So fun.
No, yeah, because
jealous.
No, yeah, it's
jealous.
Yeah, look at the credit card statement that I have on my. I'm just like, oh,
worth it.
It's worth it.
What's the point of money if you don't get to see cool places?
Yeah, that's true. But no, I'm excited. It'll be a good trip.
That's neat.
But it's like, oh god, like January 20.
Yeah, you're gonna
25.
be busy.
It's like it's busy already.
You're gonna be real busy.
Haley, it's time to hydrate a little bit. I'll go redeem to hydrate. All right, so let's drink.
Thank you for keeping us alive.
Honestly, yeah. You know, I'm kind of used to having G Fuel in this because it was like I would have a cup of tea, I would put G Fuel in. I know. And
G Fuel, sir?
Well, not tonight. Not tonight.
not today.
Just give me some more wine. I'm running a little low. I'm having wine.
But T and G Fuel together.
Yeah.
Together.
Forever and ever. Actually, hold on.
We have a guest.
Oh, you got a guest? My guest is over here eating. I don't know what he's doing.
Fish are friends, not food.
Oh my goodness, Eagle Master, thank you so much for the follow as well. Thank you so much. You're not only fantastic, you are fantastic. Let me hold on, grab your photo.
See what's happening.
Tappy.
Oh, okay, bye.
All right, so Eagle Master, for you and everyone else who doesn't know, for any raid, follow, subscription, bits.
I've been on the computer too long, Tappy.
We like to add a photo that contributes to the photo wall behind me, to which I should get a count. I need to get a count of the photos right now.
So
how many there are. But no, so Eagle Master, thank you so much for contributing to the wall. Your photo is this photo of Mietru and their Imperial officer from Star Wars Celebration back in 2019. And actually, funny enough, I reshot with the same cosplayer at C2E2 because I think they had a modified version of an Imperial officer or something like that. So it's like, so it was kind of funny enough where it's like, all right, we're gonna shoot. Funny enough, we shot in the Western expansion of.
No, I never go over there.
No, I try to go there a couple times, not too much because it is a lot of walking. But
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Usually, it's just too far.
But well, especially because like I remember like during like Star Wars Celebration, it was just so packed in there, and it was just
that's
crazy.
Smart for Star Wars, yeah.
But now that it's like, all right, now that area is not being used as much, like either it's used for parking or
they like never use that spot anymore.
I mean, the only other thing I saw was how they were doing like the practices for the Democratic Convention. I remember like I was seeing like
I can't even think of the last time I saw them doing something over there.
I feel like the Western expansion is getting more. Well, actually, even that's a lie. That's a lie. The Western expansion has actually been busy because Chicago, well, at least in terms of me, where they've been doing a lot of filming at that part of McCormick for like the outside of Rush or something like that. So I would always get like an order that says McCormick. I'm like, I wonder what part of McCormick this is.
Who could possibly guess?
And it's like, all right, if it's a lights order, then I'm like, all right, it's a day shoot. But if it's suddenly like a ton of tungsten lights or these items, like, great, it's a night shoot. So I gotta, you know, be ready for whatever gear pops up. Actually, speaking of which, I know they had the crossover yesterday, and I'm like, I want to watch it, but
Yeah,
I'm
they
also...
are your like evil children.
They are, and unfortunately, the youngest child Med is the most demanding.
Figures.
I know it is.
Ain't that just the way?
I know, and even then, like, one of them was like, "I want this, I want that." I'm like, "Oh goodness." Well, enough talk about that. Oh, good question here. What do you think of the AI tools Lightroom offers, or in general? What do you use? What do you use them? So
That is a good
actually, I think I
question.
was talking with like Justin Pineda about this weekend, because there is like a little bit, no doubt there is like a little bit, I don't want to say controversy, but definitely a like hot discussion
No,
in terms of using AI, and especially with photography. So
totally.
what are your initial thoughts?
I think if you, I don't know, replace the entire photo, you know, like if you're like doing like it, like, I don't know, like a full scale, full composite edit, you should probably say that you used some sort of AI. You know, like that's a very difficult skill, composites. I think it's pretty easy at this point in AI to be able to tell, but I feel like eventually you probably won't be able to. So I don't know, that will be interesting to see what that's like. But I think I don't know, like these adaptive tools, I think these are technically AI.
Yeah.
Whatever does like these, like in Lightroom, like these smoothing facial skin, like enhancing the eyes, and those are all AI. And I don't really see a problem with that. I don't really think color correction and stuff like that is a big deal, but I see how that can get weird very quickly.
Yeah, I'd say AI is definitely good in small doses. As I gave this comparison where I feel like AI is kind of like a
Agree.
fire. You know, it's good in like small controlled bursts, like whether it's a candle or just like a little flame or something like that. But if you use it too
That's a
much,
good analogy for it.
then it kind of like just gets too overwhelming and too destructive, if you will. And again, it's easily noticeable, if you will. So like, say for example, like I know Lightroom has like, the removal tool. You can use AI to not
Yeah,
only
I don't
remove
really
it.
see a problem with AI removal, but I see how that can lead to some weird questions.
Well, even then, like even AI in Photoshop, God knows I already have like my horror stories of like, all right, I just want a bunch of leaves just flowing in the wind,
And
it
does
doesn't.
not work so hot.
I just want a small tornado in this person's hand, and it's like makes some weird, like, what was it? In Courage the Cowardly Dog, there was like this weird disfigured, like blue. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull this up. There was like those like
Courage the
abstract.
Cowardly Dog scared me.
Like those abstract, like kind of like.
Return the Slab
Oh yeah.
scared me. Was not okay with that.
Let me see. Oh, this one. Yes. This is it.
Return the Slab.
Return the
or
slab,
Suffer the curse.
suffer my curse. So Haley, can you see my screen?
Can I? No.
Or at least look at the stream. Maybe just look at the stream. Or
Yeah,
but
I'll cheat.
basically like how I remember like I was doing some AI stuff and I was almost getting something similar to this. What
the heck?
I don't know, it was just like the Boogle monster, I guess.
He scared me. He scared the hell out of me.
I know, as I said, I just remember I tried to search up some AI thing and then suddenly I was just
Absolutely,
like,
Courage the Cowardly Dog. Yeah.
I know, I enjoyed that show. It definitely.
I liked it, but it freaked me out.
Oh, totally, same. But I don't know.
That was like my first baby's first horror show.
Late 90s, early 2000s. Those are peak cartoon stuff that you will never get today.
Yeah, they don't make that no more.
They don't. Yeah.
They don't make them like they used to.
They don't make them like they used to. No, we just got like. Actually, I was gonna say I don't think we even have any.
I actually like
same-
cartoons that they make nowadays, but they're not the same. They don't instill true terror the same way.
No, still in true terror in the same way.
They don't.
I was like, I can't even think of a cartoon right now. I was like, for a while, it's like, all right, Steven Universe, maybe Gumball Head or regular show. But I'm like,
Juan and I have been watching Adventure Time.
but that, well, or which one? Because I know there's like that Fiona
First one, he's
and
never seen it.
was it?
He's never seen any of them, so we're starting from the beginning. We're on like season. I love Adventure Time.
I know for a
that
while
was like that came out like my college era. So I've seen all of it like a million times. I love Adventure Time.
I'm like, wonder whether to show that to Nicole or not.
What other? I mean, Arcane is a recent one.
Oh yeah, I know. I
But
still
yeah,
remember.
no, they've been getting good.
I think what was it when I was playing like League of Legends and I was like encouraging Juan to be like, Juan, go watch Arcade. And then I think I was getting like live messages from him, be like on stream, be like, oh my god, this is so good, so cool. I'm like, am I right?
Yeah, no, he I think he likes it. I think we just have not decided if he wants to watch it with me or if he's gonna watch.
Well, I know like kind of like one thing which I kind of sometimes do.
Because it's such like a binge-worthy show.
True. Well, especially because sometimes like there might be something like I'm watching, but either I haven't watched to Nicole yet. So like say for example, like the third season of Vox Machina, I was kind of like watching that a little bit ahead before showing her that season. So it's like, all right, trying to get that take a little bit. And it's like
I feel like it totally depends on the meat. Like some things watching without
well, I
your
also
partner.
yeah, I know. I feel like you also gotta get in the mind space. So it's like who watch a lot of Bravo, like Below
Ooh, I
Deck.
like questions. We got more
Traders. Oh.
questions.
If you don't mind asking me a lot of questions, I see both our editing photos in sequence. And it happens to me that I added photo number 1, then photo number 2, and at the end the photos look like taken in different places, never get the much matches sky tones, but each photo looks good by itself.
Lucky for you, you can copy your settings.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's at least a good starting point, but
You should be able to get vaguely close, but if you have changed your camera settings, obviously that does not
that
work.
does contribute. I do understand
I
the
do
mindset.
this.
I do understand the mindset.
Do you do the reference shift? I like to do this when I'm comparing photos.
Oh,
I like to just see, I put them next to each other so I can just decide.
I didn't know you could like drag and get the reference.
You can in fact copy your maskings over. It is, I don't know if they've been able to do that, but
No,
you can now.
You are able to, yeah. It's just either that you got to update the mask, because especially if you're like, oh, all right, I want to have the mask be around the subject. Well, it's like, all right, you got the mask, but now you
It's
got
not
to.
perfect, but it's a really good start, so you don't have to, do everything.
But I definitely have that same mental mindset
I have that
as
happen
well.
to me all the time too.
Where I'm just like, especially like, I'm just
Yeah,
so
see,
focused on each photo.
even these that I'm editing at this moment in time, they look a little bit different than each other.
Yeah, especially just going through photos. You're just like, all right, I already got like an idea of the mindset, and then you get close to it, but then there might be just something like, was it like those reels where it's like, all right, a photographer's spending hours, late night hours, trying to edit just one little thing that they think no one else is gonna notice, but no one's really gonna notice. It's all just you.
I think as long as you are relatively close, try not to stress too hard on it.
Yeah.
But, it's good to make them look like they were obviously taken in like the same vague settings. But I don't think there's anything wrong with changing cameras during like their shoot, like there are reasons for them to not match.
Not exactly. Well, I feel like the only time like you would probably just get the same settings is if you're doing studio work. But of course, location, if you're moving around, then you got to change settings for this or that. Or, hey, guess what? The sun decided to hide behind the clouds. Well, guess what? You got to adjust for that. So you just try your best to match it to close as possible. I know there's probably like some resources I know there's some programs that help replicate, you know, a photo over another, but then it's like that same bit where it's like, even though you do like a copy paste, sometimes like it's not even the same. Like you're getting weird results. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, I personally don't think I would use a program. This seems like a thing that I would want to do myself. I don't mind like a culling program or something like that, you know. But I like to, you know, edit my photos. I like to make sure that they, you know, look the way that I want them to look.
No, exactly. And just get those like little touches. And even if it is like, all right, it's like your photo's kind of good, but it's just like, let me just adjust to see what this looks itself, you know?
Yeah, there's always, for me, there's always.
So I think we're kind of getting into the almost near the ends, because I think we got about.
Yes.
Yeah, because we're almost reaching the 4 hour mark. I kind of realized there, give or take. But
yeah, we've been here a while.
We've been here a while, and I'm still eating dinner here, and I'm like, oh god, it's 10:30 right now. Because usually I usually have my streams at 6. I start at 6. I'm like, oh, you want to start at 7? So all right, I mean, fine with that. I'm like, I was able to chill out a little bit. I was playing a little bit Death Stranding. I played with Hanky.
Yeah, I had a shoot today.
Oh, what was the shoot you had today?
It was a business shoot. I had some legal people.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. I do remember.
So yeah, I'm helping them. They're redoing the site. Did business headshots. Did you know generic client building website kind of things. It was fun though. It was good. Good shoot. Went well.
Good shoot. So. But yeah, so you say you're doing that. Any other projects that you have coming up for you?
Well, Cost Meetup's got a couple things coming up, but we can't say them quite yet. So aside from those things, I'm hoping to plan some sort of like, I don't know if it'll be a studio shoot or like an on location sometime in like the spring or summer, like in between con season maybe.
Yeah.
You know, do like a little mini something.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, all right, I don't really have much planned for February, so I was like, I would like to try to do something.
I have no time in February, unfortunately. February is always a busy month because it's my birthday month, so I very rarely get to do anything for Valentine's Day. But I would love to do a Valentine's shoot at some point.
No, same. I'm like, I could try to, especially with Nicole, like, being out next weekend, but I'm like, oh god,
that would be fun.
But that's also just a tight turnaround time.
Yeah, no, it's hard. I wouldn't, if I was gonna do it, it would have to be next year's.
I mean, I'm like, I do have like some sort of like semi Valentine's Day kind of stuff, but I'm like, I still need to draft it up or figure that out.
Yeah, I would like to do some kind of themed thing, you know, go to more locations. I don't know, just do it's been a long time since I've hosted anything like as just like, you know, HayleyStein photography. So I want to do like a little mini shoot for me, but it's been a minute.
Yeah, it's like I always want to try like host something, but it's always that same bit. It's like I try to like host something, but then I'm like, all right, how many people actually?
Yeah, it's figuring out how you know how to do it. Cost depends where there's so many factors to that, but you know, it's been a long time since I've done anything like that, so no promises or anything.
Yeah, so
would be nice. What about you? You got goals this year?
Well, yeah. So as I kind of mentioned, just reworking things internally.
Same
with like the websites, which again is that same bit where it's like it's always like that balance of like I want to try do photo shoots, so I'm like I should probably figure this out first before I take on more, because then I know once con season hits, or
exactly,
summer
it's
hits,
really hard to stop in the middle of everything.
And then you kind of get that little FOMO where, like, especially when it was snowing, and then people are taking snowshoes, like I want to do snowshoots, and then people doing this shoot and that shoot. It's like I want to try to do that too, but then it's like,
what
was that?
Like, me too. I want to too.
And even then, like, I know it's like I could try to do some shoots before Katsu, but I'm like, I just want to be in a good mindset when I leave go to Katsu. So as I said, it's just always that mixture of like trying to hype yourself, but not trying to overhype yourself, you know? And
Nothing wrong with taking it slow.
No. But then it's just like, I just
Yeah,
don't mind.
Tappy says meow. Yes, sir. Hello. Can I help you?
But just
Oh,
like,
the second I go to pick him up, he leaves.
Nah, that sounds right.
He's camera shy.
But it's that same bit where it's like, all right, I want to try to do this, but I was like, I honestly just don't mind chilling out and playing video games tonight.
It's been a really long time since we've had like a extended break of any kind. Bless you. But yeah, it's been nice to just kind of have a second.
Yeah, don't always.
It's been a long time.
I don't know, it's because especially for me, especially with last year with my injury and some things, it was like I just noticed that there was like just like a lot of stuff where I was like, I could have been doing some shoots around this time, but it's like I know I'm recovering, but I also know not to push myself. But it's like, oh,
you needed that rest.
No, I did.
You broke several bones.
I did. That is a fact of the matter.
That was bad.
Not too bad.
Ooh. Not the best.
Not the best. I know, but
wouldn't recommend it.
No, I do not recommend it. This ain't Jackass where you're able to like just take an injury and just be like,
recommend that.
Just
Tappy.
Long story short, do not get injured. It sucks. The paperwork sucks.
Seriously.
The logistics, especially, God knows, like even like they're like, oh, relax, take it easy, and it's like no,
how?
I can't. One, I'm in pain, but two, I gotta like file this for insurance. I gotta go get doctor's appointments here. I'm like, I have not been resting at all. Being
injured is oddly busy.
It is. I was like a whole ballpark on, but as I said, it was kind of like a little blessing in disguise because even though I was supposed to go to Japan, even though I wasn't able to go to Japan.
I forgot about that. That sucks.
But I was able to focus more on Nicole's moves. So I think, as I said, it was a blessing.
It worked out right.
It did. To that degree.
It worked out well.
Let's see. Any other fun plans planned for 2025 that are photography related or not photography related? So you said you're going to Denver, right?
I am. I'm very excited.
So what is exactly on the agenda for that plan?
So far, we're going to Meow Wolf. We're gonna do like the museums in the area. We're gonna do a bunch of artsy stuff. We're gonna go on a little bit of some hiking so we can take some pictures. You know, just kind of hanging.
Just hanging.
We're gonna be pretty low key about it. I want to turn 30, not in state.
Just not in state.
Yeah, I would like to be on vacation when I'm 30.
No, fair.
Oh, Juan says he has plans. Okay.
He's got plans. What are your plans?
Okay. I don't know what that means, but okay.
Nani, the heck is going on with this man over here?
He has a scheme.
He has a plan. What that is, I don't know.
It sounds like a secret.
He's being very suspicious.
Ooh, Maple Glades, that is very good advice for matching photos.
Developing an eye for proper white balance and neutral looks is what will give you a good starting point to match the photos. You can have different vibes and but facing similar, the white and gray, blacks, natural, relatively. Yeah, I know. So as long as you get the overall color tones, I think that's what matters there. Importantly, practice and just looking things over and all that kind of stuff there.
Practice really makes perfect on stuff like that. You can't really do it right the first air quotes right, but like it's hard to do that without practice.
Trial and error, that is honestly. Out of like the 100 of photos that you take, only about 5 will be usable.
Oh yeah, I mean, I take a couple hundred photos per session and I only use a handful.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing I've noticed, which has been nice, where it's like not only being a flash photographer, I've noticed where not only am I not
You
taking
take
less,
a lot less photos with flash.
I take a
so
lot less
many
photos
less.
with flash, but I'm noticing I'm not getting as much blurriness from the flash.
Oh, also
like
true.
a lot of clarity.
Definitely
So
true.
it's like I've noticed like I'm not having to go through much, and I remember like just doing all this,
a lot
culling.
less work in post.
A lot less work in post, but also just culling. The culling part, which I always feel
that
like,
too.
and again, like I have a few shoots here where I am doing like a little bit. Yeah, the flash is cheat code for sharpness at a low shutter speed.
It really is.
No, well, even then, like, well, especially like that was one thing for this con that I was trying to do was like, all right, I'm taking these lobby photos, which
Yeah, TTL really is God mode for events.
well, that's one thing I'm trying to do where it's like, all right, I'm taking photos, but I kind of was like, how do I try to change up these lobby photos? Because it's like, all right, I could just do the same thing where it's like, all right, have my shutter be at like 125 to 200, but I'm like, I want to try something a little different. So that kind of gave me, I was like kind of experimenting a little bit.
Yeah, no, Flash really, you can do whatever the hell you want with Flash.
Well, so that was like what I was trying to do where, let me see, what was this photo I was editing earlier? Like this one of Locktoon cosplay where,
Ooh.
can you see? Or let me,
Yeah, I'm looking on Twitch.
hold on, let me
Looking
see.
on the other. I'm cheating.
So like this is all like camera
Oh, that's pretty.
effects.
That's gorgeous.
So you want to know how this was achieved?
Wait, in camera? Yeah,
This is all
I do.
in camera. Yeah. So basically, I kind of got this advice from Rocco Steve, where
Oh yeah, he's great at Flash.
he does some great flash. Well, so yeah, he did something with Flash, and I asked him, "How did you get this effect?" And so basically, what it was is like I took the photo, but then I kind of had the person, and usually they do it at concerts. Which, if you saw like his recent stories, you can see like this whole amount there.
Yeah,
And
is it a lens filter?
No, it's just basically a slower shutter with the light on the subject. So like when the flash goes, then either you move the camera to the corner.
Smart. That's smart.
So for this particular one, I believe I'm trying to remember if I think I had my variable lens. So I can't recall if either I was zoomed in and then I zoomed it out or vice versa.
That's really smart.
So then like I held the photo there, and then you get that like sort of like zoom shutter speed like that as natural light. I'm like, okay, I actually kind of like this.
It's a really good idea.
No, so I was like, so
I
as
have
I
to
said,
try that.
no, as I said, and that's where I'm like, all right, the flash works, the variable works there. So now I'm like, all right, I could try this.
Oh,
a little bit more.
hello.
Hello.
Goodbye.
What? Oh,
Tappy.
Tappy. Okay. Did you
You're
delay
good. Carry on.
flash then or flash then zoom? I think it was flash then zoom. Though I should try to do
It
that.
looks like Flash then zoom to me.
I think it was a flash then zoom. Yeah, I think it was.
I think it would be blurry the other way.
I mean, yeah, because you want that initial flash to like just get the subject right there, and then you impose it. But as I said, it's a trial and error because there were like times where I'm like, all right, you kind of get a ghosting effect, but how do you zoom in a fraction of a second? So
Bracketing?
Bracket. What was that?
Are you bracketing for it?
I think so. So, because yeah, this is 1/16 of a second that this photo was taken, and again, I've also culled some of these photos. So this is not the first edits or the first photo. I'll be like, oh, I got it successfully. Like it was a lot of trial and error. Like even actually, let me see.
Oh, that's really cool. I'm gonna try it.
Like even I was literally testing it on Justin earlier, to which you could see like,
oh, that's where that gremlin picture came
exactly. So that's
funny.
like, I was like, let me test this out. And so, I mean, it does look good to a certain effect, but I think, yeah, because let me see. His nose is a little bit in frame, but his eyes are a little bit off. But yeah, you got the idea of the gremlin effect. So, as I said, it is that like trial and error, which I was kind of noticing myself. And again, I was literally testing this out on the floor, and of course, I'm like readjusting things because it's like I want to be like, all right, I still want to get a nice photo if you got you first, but then let me try this effect. So I was kind of switching back and forth a little bit, but as I said, that was like why I thought, yeah, variable lens is pretty good because I can readjust, back up, not have to change lenses too often or something to that degree. So
there is a lot of room to do cool stuff. I prefer
or even
variable.
yeah, let me see. I think I did this with Lisa as well. Let me see. So like you kind of got like that little blur effect right around here. As I said, I think there were just like a couple times where it's like I try to test it out and see, and like there would be times where it works and times it didn't. So that's why I say you just got to do as many takes, and even then, when you think you kind of get it, you're like, let's just do another just for safety. So the perks of being a digital photographer is that you just do as many takes as you want and what you can do there. But
it's endless.
It's endless possibilities, endless creativity, endless ways to cook.
Endless.
Multiple ways to cook and how you do it. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, so seems like you're getting close to the end of your sets, but you're not quite done yet, right?
No, I'm just kind of jumping around.
Yeah, no, I've been kind of doing the same. So, okay, question. Do you know how many photos you've edited tonight?
That's a good question. Let's find out.
Because I know, like, sometimes, like, all right, it's been X amount of hours. How many have I actually edited via Lightroom?
Looks like 60-ish.
You got 60?
I mean, they're not fully done, but they're color graded.
Okay, I'm at 17. But I guess either I was doing a little bit more detail.
They're not fully done, but they are color graded.
Color graded. I was like, I was doing a copy paste and then adjusting, but I'm also managing the stream as well.
You know, you in charge.
I'm in charge. Which that's why I was like, I don't want to do a page shoot quite yet. I just want to experiment.
Yeah, no, these
oh shoot. Sorry.
Or the way that I like to edit, I've got a couple that I still would like to do to these. Like I have extra hairs that I would like to touch up, which is probably easier in Photoshop because I just don't like the tool in Lightroom.
I just Algo redeemed Pet the plushie, and I guess
well now you have.
I have. I 30 minutes late though. I just realized that, so I.
Yeah, but you did it.
I did it. I did it.
Oh, this picture of Laura is really.
So we
pretty.
got our plushie here, Army Hammer. He's a little army hammerhead that says "You are Jocelyn." So, but yeah,
This
I don't know.
looks
I think I'm at a good point to wrap up. If you are,
I am. As soon as I finish this picture of Laura, the sun is so pretty.
The sun is so pretty.
When it's set, it looks gorgeous.
So pretty.
Got a lot of these sunset photos, and I'm really excited about them.
Yeah, I think I was kind of doing a combination of like, what was it, flash as well as trying to do silhouettes, but I think I did more flash. But
these
as
were
I said,
fun.
It's just that balance of trying to figure
I'd
out.
love to go back.
Yeah, no, especially when it's like, all right, the sunset is over the water. This is so nice.
It was
too
perfect.
crazy.
It looked beautiful.
So beautiful.
Like all of these just turned out really, really cool.
It was a good time.
I'm excited for them.
Excited. Let's see.
It's nice to have time to edit some collab stuff.
No, exactly. As I said, it's like I also just don't do too much.
I haven't done collab stuff in a long time. We miss you, Anthony. Come back.
Come back. Come to Brazil. Come to Chicago.
Come to Brazil, Anthony.
It was great seeing you, Anthony. Football as well.
Yeah, thanks for hanging with us.
No, seriously. Let's see.
Oh, tapioca. What are you screaming about? Come here. Would you like to end the stream?
Would you want to end the stream? Yeah, just let me know when you're wrapped up with that photo. I'm just kind of surveying a little bit of some options.
The baby says, "Please, mommy, please no more stream."
No more stream. Don't worry, Tappy. We're almost there.
He says, "Please, I must fall asleep."
I must fall asleep.
He's like, "How can I fall asleep unless in arms?"
In what?
He must be held.
He must be held.
He must be held at all times.
Oh, I don't even know where my son is. I bet.
Look at this long man. Look at this long gentleman.
Oh yeah. I bet Hanky is probably just laid out on Nicole
God.
right now.
A cat gun.
All right. You think you're all wrapped up?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. We'll do a few little final little questions here.
Okay.
So I asked you, like, what are your next plans for that? Which, again, you're saying you're trying to do a little bit more location shoots, kind of like
Fun.
the
I hope
vibes down there. And there are some things going to be coming up in the near future announcements, which we'll probably see
Soon. Very soon.
soon. So I guess a quick question is, what are some of the socials that people can follow you on?
I am mostly on Instagram, but I do Instagram, I book, and I'm on Blue Sky also.
Mm-hmm. I think you're
And
gonna
then
try.
I've got my own website, which is just HayleyStein.com.
Perfect. And what was the question I was gonna say? Are you gonna try to become a Twitch streamer now after having your big full...
No.
You're just gonna be
It's
guest
fun.
star.
I enjoy having nothing to do.
You're just like being the passenger of this ride.
Yeah, I'll participate, but I will not be in charge of the tech.
You're like I'm calling shotgun. It's
Permanent
like,
guest.
I get to choose the music on the drive.
Exactly.
All to that fun little bit there.
Exactly.
But yeah, so that's, and as we're wrapping up, is there any sort of like little final words that you want to say, or any little bit of advice that you want to give out?
Just keep trying, man. There are so many photos that I took that sucked. And I still take photos that suck. Just keep trying, you know?
Just keep trying.
Practice makes perfect. There's really, I feel no better advice than just keep trying.
Just keep trying. Just keep trying.
Just keep swimming, man. Just keep doing it.
Just keep swimming. That is a perfect little analogy, especially on
Just
this.
keep doing it.
Just
It's
keep
gonna work out eventually.
learn, experiment, fail. That's just all you got to do right there.
Yeah, don't be afraid of it being not great.
So thank you so much, Hayley, for kicking off the Snap and Chat. It's been great to have
Thanks
you.
for having me.
It's just been great chatting around, getting to learn a little bit more about you, sharing your wise words of wisdom and of
Take
chaos
wisdom anytime.
of it all. Any plans for the weekend?
Yeah, actually, tomorrow Juan and I are getting dim sum with a friend. We're doing a little double date.
Oh, nice.
And then Saturday, I'm doing a little Galentine's Girls' Day. But then we have a friend's birthday party at night, so we're busy.
Oh, that's
And
good.
then I got D&D on Sunday.
Actually, shoot, that was gonna be one of the questions I was gonna ask you. What was
Yay.
that was like a question I had in mind. I was like, all right, so you play D&D on Sundays.
I
Describe
do.
your character. But I was like,
Oh,
I kept
she's a sneaky little snake. She's mean.
Oh, is this the same one with that you did that cosplay shoot for?
She is very different now, but yeah. She was based on the character that I made originally for a photo retreat, and she has survived
What class is she?
so far. She's a UNT, so she's a snake.
Oh no, class, not race.
She's a rogue.
A rogue? Okay, fair. Our little rogue with our stappy sneaky
She's a
sneaks.
sneaky little snake.
Sneaky
She
little snake.
slithers
All right.
silently.
Silently away. Well, as I said again, Hayley, thank you so much for being part of the stream.
Anytime.
And you're great, you're amazing, and I hope you have a great
No,
rest of your nights. No, you.
No,
you. No, you. Okay. All right, so
No, you.
everyone say
Cool.
goodbye to Haley. Goodbye.
Night.
Night night. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. That was a fun, good stream right there. And just want to say thank you to everyone there who's been hanging around, chatting. To all of the many people who rated tonight's stream, which I was surprised, to all those who followed. As I said, I got this whole deck of all these photos that I get to contribute to the wall today. I'm so happy. I was like, I feel like I won the lottery. But yeah, so thank you for everyone tuning in. I hope that this becomes a good regular segment here on stream. I think I like keeping this either as the last Thursday of the month or worst case scenario, the last Wednesday of the month. Just because, I don't know, Critical Role usually doesn't stream their main content on Thursday nights. But either way, no doubt when I do this again, it'll be next month, the end of next month. And I will definitely be keeping people updated as much as possible on this to what's to come. So I think I might be doing a stream on Sunday. Not sure if it's going to be a photo edit and play game, like was it work and play stream, or whether I just might be playing games, to be determined. But I'll definitely let people know about that. But no, again, thank you for everyone just tuned in, made this stream even more special, and just encourages this idea. I loved it. It was just great, just not only being able to photo edit, but just literally talk the schnitzel, if you will, with another photographer. And honestly, it just makes just photo editing and just streaming a lot more fun. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with what Maple Glades recommended, was that we raid someone new, which I see right here is Peachy9150, who's right now chilling as well, doing some photo editing as well. So they seem to be a little bit of a new photographer streaming, and I think they're doing some portrait edits. So let's get that raid started and going. Let's see, where do I... The one thing I wish I could do, which I'm noticing on this, is like, I wish I could just do this. Oh goodness, it is just a little awkward on here. I'm trying to do like my raid thing, so I'm like, oh god, I can't do it on my OBS because I'm trying to multi-stream, but that did not quite work. So let's see, let's go this. So if you are a subscriber, let's go with wait, oh, they're rating someone else? Oh shoot, they are? Uh-oh. But I think that did that person just end their stream as well? I think they did. Uh-oh. All right, okay, good. Okay, all right. That is, oh, that is a twist of faith right there. All right, let's cancel that. Goodness gracious, I was ready to hit that bloody button. Oh my goodness, yeah, it's like Oslo. I don't see Oslo's streaming right now. So close and so far right here. All right, let's see if I can't find. Yeah, that was crazy. No, I mean this is late hours even for me. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I thought, yeah, Osh wasn't streaming. I was like, I'm not looking on there. I was like, I don't see them. The only one I can think of, which is someone who I usually raid on Thursday nights, is JP Photography, who is the wildlife nature photographer. Cliff Creates. Who's Cliff Creates? I don't think I've seen. Let me see. Let me try to see if I can find Cliff Creates. Let me try to see if I can find this person. If I can see. Okay. Let's see. Backtracing a little bit. I did see them, but it's like I just see mostly camera stuff. So I think let's see why I got this camera. So talking about that. Que estás? I say the last message Oshi was like 15 minutes ago. Okay. Let's just give it to my usual photo raid of this photographer. I'm just gonna keep it to, because again, we're all editing right now, and I think I'm just gonna keep the photo editing vibes going with JPWRW Photography right there. As I say, it's kind of like just doing some nature photography. I'm just like, wait. As I said, I'm trying to do this whole multi-stream setup, and I'm just like, oh goodness, it's kind of a little bit crazy trying to do this. I make it hard on myself. I swear. Oh my goodness. All right. JPW. So yeah, go give them the raid if you are a subscriber. Go with the first one. If not, we have the default command right there. But yeah, so no, as I said, thank you again. Did he get rated? I swear I have never seen that many people in their stream. Good for them. Well, guess what? They're going to get a few more. Just as I was fortunate to get a double raid tonight, I'm going to give him a double raid. Double rated all the way across the streams. Yeah, yeah. So, all right. Well, again, thank you so very much for such a fun, great night. Hope you all have a great time. Have a great weekend. Be safe, be well. I'll see y'all on the next stream. Take care.